Hey everyone, welcome to Snarf Talk with Chris.
And Jerry.
And this is our podcast where we give you a behind-the-scenes look as we create a comic book.
We're going to talk about TV, movies, comic books, and hopefully have a lot of guests, other writers, creators, and friends.
Check us out at snarfcomics.com. You can check out our blog and follow along with everything we got going on. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Snarf Comics. And please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes.
Enjoy the episode. Number 29.
We're back.
Yes.
2 times this week.
Yeah, 2 times.
Pretty
Double
exciting.
It up. It is very exciting, and I love it.
We've caught up in the farming pursuits.
Oh, yeah, you have. Not we.
I have.
There's no we here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Our super special guest
Is back
is back.
Hello.
for his third
appearance.
appearance.
Trace.
Dude,
We got a
wait, what do
a
we call this?
3-timer over here. We got a 3-timer over here.
Oh, look at over there. At number 3. Number 3 of the dude.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
are we
but
speaking
you
Canadian
guys.
accents
Or wait, have you caught up their Deuteronomy
to
farming?
we have 40 acres of nitrogen to shoot and we're done.
Oh yeah. So
Oh.
you're good,
You get that tomorrow.
right?
Hopefully.
I got some nitrogen for sure and some spraying to do, but I would say most. Well, actually, I got a little left to plant.
Yeah, I know the in-laws over there have nitrogen left to do, but that's just because the corn isn't tall enough. Like they've got the tall enough corn done, like
Yeah.
old enough corn done. Some of the other stuff.
I'm gonna say
needs to be
there's some pretty decent looking corn around these parts.
Here's what I will say.
For being underwater, I would agree with you.
Here's what I will say is that recently I've noticed that all of the stuff that's planted, it's emerging very quickly.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like
it's been 80
super
degrees.
fast. Right, exactly. It's so warm.
Soil's warm.
Soil's warm, wet, like ready to rock and roll. And like the beans that were planted 7 or 8 days ago are up through the ground.
I had a lot of beans that
Yes.
were in trouble, but
It
we
is
got an inch of
crazy.
rain last night, and I think that significantly helped that
All ours
situation.
popped up this
because
morning.
of the crust.
Not necessarily. It's not necessarily wasn't crusty. No-till beans don't really get crust too bad.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It was just they were put in wet, and it I don't know. They were just kind of struggling to.
Explain to me, if they're put in wet and then you get another inch of rain, why is that good?
Well, you put them in wet, and then it kind of compacts the area where you're planting them, where your gauge wheels are running.
Oh, yeah.
Where
Oh,
your closing wheels
sidewall
have pushed.
compaction.
Well, not just sidewall compaction because that's from the openers and stuff, but from the gauge wheels, the down pressure. So you get all the compaction there, and you get a little compaction from your closing wheels.
Yeah.
And it can kind of smear it closed a little bit in kind of a mud, and then it dries out really fast. And it does kind of crust in a way, but you need a little bit of rain to just kind of loosen everything up. And like loosen that
gotcha.
compaction up.
Yeah.
And just let
But
the
an
beans
inch?
get out of the ground easier. Yeah, an inch is the perfect amount.
Yep.
Oh.
Actually, more I needed the rain to close the nitrogen.
Yeah, that makes sense. It doesn't
because when you
make
run
sense
the-
to anyone listening, but it does.
When you run the opening disc through there, it makes a little crack.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't ever rain, it just kind of dries and keeps cracking.
Right, and then all your nitrogen escapes through
Not
the
all.
crack.
But you lose a portion of it.
Like 99% of it.
No.
Like 89% of it.
No.
64%.
A little bit.
Are
But
you
when
just
you get
making
a-
up numbers, Jerry?
Yeah, I'm throwing them out there. Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
So
I was just checking.
It's too early for me to tell on all the bean emergence and what that's going to look like. But
I had just happened to be driving down the road and noticed, oh, there's beans up already. Like, holy smokes.
Jerry has the privilege of driving around just going, a farm machinery, moving on down
at
the
that red
road,
tractor.
moving on down the road. That's what I have a friend, Eric Smith, Easy.
The
Oh, I
easy.
passed him in Morris today. Waved at him.
When we were
Him and
kids
Amy.
in school, he used to just stare out the window and look at the tractors. And our social studies teacher, Mr. Ryerson, would go right up next to him. He wouldn't even notice because he'd be staring at these tractors, and he'd just go, "Farm machinery, moving on down the
way.
road, moving on down the road, farm machinery." Yeah,
Really?
yeah, that's what happened.
Good old Mr. Ryerson.
Mr. Ryerson.
He used to leave the class.
Ned. Ned Ryerson?
Not Ned.
Mike, actually.
Yeah, Mike Ryerson.
He was a great teacher.
Right. Address is. Go ahead and just.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, it was a joke because you're like Mike. His name is specifically Mike Ryerson.
Yeah, I've golfed with him.
So have I.
Yeah.
He's been to like every golf outing I think I've ever been to.
He's a
Him and
member
Smokey Joe.
at Dwight Country Club.
Him and Smokey Joe Robinson.
Yeah.
But he used to leave the class all the time. He'd leave the class
In disgust.
and then then he'd like go outside in the hallway. Then he'd come back and he'd be like, "I'm sorry, I had to pass gas and I need to do that in the hallway because that's appropriate."
I don't remember that
You
at all.
don't?
No.
He used to always tell us that he was passing gas, but he'd do it out in the hallway, and then he'd come back in and tell us about it.
Oh,
He probably just had to go out there and calm himself down.
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably.
Bad kids.
So when we were
Yeah,
when we
well,
were kids
that's-
in that class, we always used to do like the fake guns, like we were shooting each other and whatever.
Pew, 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 pew,
And
pew, pew.
he would get so fed up with it that he would like dive behind his desk and then throw like fake grenades and then pop out with like one of those rolled up maps, like it's a big machine gun, and be like,
Okay, so you were the bad kids.
yeah, you
because
can't get away
that's
with that anymore.
not
Could
gonna
you imagine
happen,
a teacher doing that these
Oh
days?
my gosh, they'd be fired instantly. And then like 9 of the children would have PTSD.
Yeah.
Truth.
I remember when my class graduated 8th grade, my mom and dad telling me that the teachers were in the back of the gym celebrating, and they'd never seen that before ever.
That's probably mostly you.
Yeah.
I was a good kid.
No, I mean, we
don't know about
celebrate
that.
when you leave
I
a
was
room.
more scared what Beaver was going to do me when I got home, so I did not screw around in school at all.
That's funny. So earlier today, here's my gripe
Yeah.
that I want to discuss. I don't know if any of you guys know about trapping. Do you know about trapping?
I know a little bit about trapping.
Like fur bearer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like catching small creatures and
I've
things
trapped
and,
beaver.
and hurting them. That's me, Jerry.
Yeah, like mink.
Yeah.
Mean.
Yeah, you know
That's
what
mean,
mink
Jerry.
are doing to my chickens right now?
Killing them.
One mink
Yeah.
is killing every one of my chickens
Yeah. How do you know it's a mink?
because I've seen it twice.
Okay.
Did you?
It's there. No, I haven't had a gun on me when I've seen it because you don't expect them when you walk up to the coop.
I've
So
seen a mink recently. This last fall, I saw a mink down by the creek.
my
which is where they
plan
live,
is
which
my-
is where you live.
Here's my plan.
They're mean.
Yeah, they're mean.
I've never been up close to
Here's
one. but-
here's what mink do. I'm gonna explain it to you. And legit, this is what they do. They come up to the chicken coop.
Mm-hmm.
When they get into like chickens or buy them, they chew their head off. They'll grab them by their neck and kill them, and then they chew their head off, and then they drink their blood. That's all they do. They don't eat the animal. They don't eat the head. They don't do any of that. They just chew their head off and then drink all of the blood out of their body and leave. But they will kill in it like an entire coop if they get in there.
Yep.
And they'll just drink all the blood from all the chickens. So what's been happening is that I've had multiple chickens like fly out of the fenced in area. Originally I had them just walking around in my yard, and then at night I'd put them away. But now that this freaking mink has figured out that it's got a free meal around the area, I can't do that. So I tried to keep them in the pen. That was working, but they've started flying out. I don't have time at the moment to make an enclosure for them, basically, to where they can't fly out.
Sounds
of.
like you're not a responsible animal
Eventually I
owner.
will.
Yeah.
But then today,
Pork
then
chickens.
today, I was like, I lost one last night. And then today I was like, I'm going to keep him in the coop basically all day while I'm at work. Then I'm going to come home and I'll let him out and we'll do whatever after T-ball practice. We had T-ball, Snarf Talk T-ball team
Snarf team.
until 6 o'clock. So we get home after that and I go to let the chickens out. Well, Amy walks up to the coop first and opens the door and looks in because all of the birds were like up against one window, freaking out. And she opens the door and the mink runs across the coop over to the corner, and it was trying to pull a chicken out of the corner of the coop because what it did, I don't know how long it's been sitting there trying to do this, but the plywood that's on the side is relatively old, but it was strong enough apparently to pull the plywood, and it pulled two screws out of the plywood, and it got the corner of the plywood up enough to where the screws like got through it and propped up the plywood. So it could come into the coop and get the chickens, and it killed 4 of them this evening. But 3 of them still had their heads on. So it just literally killed them and then started taking the head off the other
You're
one
getting pretty graphic over there.
to leave. Well, I want people to understand how vicious these little animals are and why we need to what we need to do.
And they're worth some money.
Right. So what I understand people are against like fur coats, but Snarf Talk is going to sell mink fur coats. And with your fur coat purchase, I will give you a dozen eggs as long as my chickens live long enough to produce eggs. Because at this point, they're too young and they do not even produce eggs yet.
Yeah. So a mink is a relative of a ferret, right? Or a weasel.
It's in the weasel family, but yeah, it looks like a little ferret. Like if you Google search a mink, it looks like a little miniature long panther.
Right.
They're black, vicious.
So do you have any idea? Have you been to the fur trader lately? Do you know what they're going for? Their going rate for a mink?
Don't care. I just need to get rid of one of them.
There's a guy that'll come in and trap them for you. When we had raccoons,
we have a guy that does traps beaver in our creek.
Does he want a mink?
I mean, he's already right there.
Who?
I don't. I have his name on me, but I have his contact info.
I want him because I know a guy that I used
Just
to
put a live trap next to it.
I have.
Can of tuna in there.
No, they want bloody things.
Well, put a chicken in the live trap.
There you go.
I did
Sacrifice
that.
what?
Listen, so here's the deal.
Always thinking, aren't you? Howard?
No, so I did that. Nate was over Pagoda. He's been on the show. He was over the other night. He had a small live trap, a really small one that's like perfect size for a mink. So I put a chicken in that one, or I had to cut it up. I cut it up, put the chicken in that, and then the next day when I go out to go look at this trap's gone. So
he got the whole trap?
The whole trap is gone. It wasn't a mink. It had to have been a coon,
Or
most likely.
coyote or something.
Yeah, something got its head stuck in this trap and left with the trap.
Oh.
And I've been looking for the trap.
You need a bigger
in the
trap.
last like week. So now I got this big. So the only other
the
trap.
follies of a chicken farmer.
I'm telling you. So
all that for some eggs you can get at the grocery store.
so now I've got
For
this
$2 a dozen.
big ass trap. I've got this big ass trap that Gary had, and my dad's got a little bit smaller one. Either way, what's going to happen is I'm going to catch about 19 coons and never catch a mink. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because tonight I have a live trap set up, but it's too big.
Just get some coon cocktail.
And I just
put
really-
it down by the creek.
I don't want a coon. Oh, I get it now.
The
Now-
coons
now I
will
get
probably
it.
kill a chicken too, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they would.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But they don't
It's not their primary.
they don't work.
Yeah, but
at
everything
it.
kills chickens. I mean, I got 2 ducks I'll give you. They have all kinds of eggs, and they're like impossible to kill.
Yeah, chickens.
Yeah,
chickens
ducks
are
are.
the
So
bottom
are
of the
goo-
food chain.
They
Food
literally,
chain.
Yeah,
they've
big
been
time.
outside for the last year. They had never been put inside.
Because they can fly. They
No.
go up in a tree.
Ducks don't.
Well, chickens
don't?
can.
No,
My chickens can fly almost to
my
the top
ducks
of the
can't.
coop.
My ducks can't get anywhere. They're in an 8x8 pen outside, and the top's off.
You need
of it.
those ducks that fly up and roost in trees at night. I think they're
I got 2 ducks. I'll
Muscovy
give
ducks.
you. You can have them.
No, I don't want them.
I want nothing to do with ducks or geese.
I wouldn't. They're nasty
And-
creatures.
Yeah, they are. But a lot of people do get a goose and raise it with their chickens because they act like a chicken then, but they still hiss and are big and mean. And it's like a guard goose, and it'll keep predators away. So like when you try to enter a coop and you hear this like hissing sound and these big ass flapping wings, most things don't want to come in there because they don't know what the hell it is. But chickens don't make that noise. They just sit up on their roost and
Sit there
get
and
killed.
You know, last fall I
blood
was
drained.
telling everybody that I saw that mink, and everybody was giving me shit. They're like, "There's no minks around here." And I'm like,
Hell,
"Yes, there
there ain't.
totally are
They're
minks."
everywhere.
Who are these people?
Idiots.
Yeah, obviously. Because the first thing my dad and Gary told me, he's like, well, you living next to the creek, you're going to have a mink problem probably.
Yep.
It's amazing.
And I was
how
like,
them-
oh, yeah, right.
It's amazing how those old guys always call it before.
Turns
it happens.
out they were exactly right. And so far, I've lost 10 chickens in 13 days.
When I was a kid, when I was in high school, we used to bring animals to the trapper guy in Marseilles. He'd give you $5 for a possum,
Yeah, there's a.
give you $25 for a raccoon. Less if they had
It depends on
bullet holes in them.
Well, and if they're skinned or not. You can get a lot
No,
more.
no,
if
I'm just
you-
talking the whole animal.
Okay.
Yeah, you could get a lot more for a skinned coon without holes
Yeah,
in it.
on the hoof.
Yeah,
That's what they call it.
sure.
They do. I know it's paw, but okay, on the paw. But
On the paw.
That's what it's called.
Are they still giving the bounty for coyotes?
Yeah, you can take them. It's called Groenwald. Groenwald.
You can take them to the
fur
courthouse. You're supposed to
Yeah.
take them to the courthouse.
Courthouse was paying you like $20 for a set.
Oh,
of ears
that I
the
didn't
last
know.
If you
couple
bring
years.
pair of coyote ears to the courthouse, they'll give you. I think it's $15.
It was One time it was like 20, but 15, 20 doesn't matter.
I don't like killing coyotes. I like coyotes. They're good for our ecosystem.
That is correct.
To an
They
extent.
kill ground squirrels, which are terrible for crops. They kill,
kill
mice and
kill
rats.
rodents.
Yeah, they do. The problem is that you're getting less and less like fence lines,
And
which is where they hunt most of the time.
it's also why we don't have any pheasants and quail. and
Yes,
any other
exactly.
See
stuff.
So-
pheasants nonstop. Tons of pheasants.
Where
Where?
All around here, around that.
they're
Those
they're
fields.
blowing up over by Verona again.
They're blowing up over there on the other side of the creek. Tons of pheasants over there.
Really?
And tons of gigantic coyotes that just walk right next to me, my combine or my planter. They're literally right there, and they just wait for rabbits to run out and get them.
Yeah, yeah.
But they got to be 60 pounds. They're huge.
That's not true.
They're big.
They're not really coyotes anymore.
Coyotes are getting big, man.
No, they're not really coyotes. They're coy dogs.
Timberwolves.
They're crossbreeding.
They're crossbreeding with regular dogs, and they're getting bigger. Well, they actually did. A guy hit a timber wolf north of Morris. Was it last year?
Yeah,
last
on
year.
80.
Was it? Yeah.
And there's one over by
That
Seneca
was
too.
last year. Yeah.
It was last year. Yeah, it was the game wardens were all like it was a big ordeal.
Yeah, but
because-
they're protected north of the river.
yes,
And not south of the river.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, they're free to hunt down here.
timber wolves.
Oh yeah, but north of the river, you can't.
You can if you have livestock and they're on your.
You have to
property.
get a permit, a nuisance permit.
Really?
I believe so, but I could be wrong.
First of all, I wouldn't
If they're-
shoot a wolf if I knowingly.
Yeah.
If I knew it was a wolf, I wouldn't shoot. I mean, just because that's cool.
I don't know. I would
You know how many
probably.
coyotes I've
think
shot
I
in my
would too.
lifetime.
They'll get a kid, man.
They could.
They're
I
not
mean,
gonna
no
get a kid.
joke.
Jesus Christ, you guys
A wolf.
get your news from
A wolf?
social media or something?
A wolf
Come
would
on.
kill a kid. A coyote, probably not.
Yeah, coyotes like little rodent dogs. They're nasty looking things. They need to be shot anyway. They're just nasty.
You just said you liked
Yeah.
them.
I said they like them for the ecosystem, but they're ugly looking.
Oh,
They're mangy.
I agree. They are good for the ecosystem, but if they're controlled,
They are overpopulated.
bingo. That's the answer, Chris.
You know what's overpopulated?
Mink.
Deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
Every day when I drive home, there's about 20 deer over on that corner.
yeah.
I mean, it's
Well, there's
every
one
day.
less a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah. Tell us about that, there, dude.
Oh, we were all out together partying it up, and we decided to go back to EJ's to close the bars down. And dude and Krista were a little late because they were coming down DuPont Road, and there's 6 deer standing in the middle of the road. And me and my driving skills, I missed all of them but one, and he didn't make it. Chris found him the next day. He was pretty.
I did. I was
Yeah.
spraying the next day. I see the dead deer on the side of the road, and I texted a picture. I'm like, "Is this your deer?" Yep.
Yep. What did it do to the truck?
But
I
you-
scratched it, and now her driver's
Bumper?
scratched the bumper, and now her driver's side front wheel's making a noise, which we got to take it and get looked at.
It didn't even dent anything? Or
Didn't
like-
dent it. Hey man,
break a
I have
light?
lost my driving skills when I'm
I hit a
that
Yeah.
way are
I
very
hit
good.
a deer by your house years ago
Well,
with
no.
my red truck head on. Did 0 damage.
Really?
Not even a bit of damage.
Wow.
I mean, hit it straight in the front of the truck. Didn't set off the airbags. Just like went under the truck and
Yeah.
It was a smaller deer, but I'm like,
Baby.
man, these Chevy trucks.
the
These
Jack-
Chevy
Chevy.
trucks. are Goddamn
Heartbeat
tanks.
of America, right there.
I got me a Chevy
Got
19,000.
myself a Chevy. A Chevy.
Like a rock.
Except if you're dealing with the rust.
Like a rock.
You can hit a deer, but you can't close your door.
Gary Lowry's truck sucks like a rock.
So
Gary's getting a new one.
They're so loud.
Actually.
It's the wind noise and those.
He's getting a new
Chevys.
one.
let's go back.
They,
Let's go back to the deer story here because
okay.
I got to add something. So
I got to add something to that story too because
So-
I heard a little birdie told me something about you later that night.
Oh boy! So I'm swerved and missed 5 deer, and the 6th one I got, and I got
Nailed
yelled
it.
at for hitting the 6th deer, and she's yelling at me the whole way to EJ cars, they screaming at me because I hit a deer. I'm like,
Your wife was on the phone with my wife when you hit the deer.
yeah, I know. So I'm sure she got a show out of that.
She said, "Oh, we just hit a deer," and then a
met-
lot of laughing,
Yeah.
and then all right, I better go. Dude's getting mad at me.
I met all of you
That's what
right
she said.
directly after this.
yeah,
You literally were at EJ Cars for like 15 minutes.
Not
and
me.
then-
I was sleeping.
no, because
No, I know.
they closed us and kicked us out.
Yeah, I know,
Turns out
which
on a
is
Sunday
unbelievable.
night they closed at
15
midnight.
minutes of somebody
no joke.
telling everybody how he was a founding member of
Oh,
Snarf
yeah.
Cock.
No bullshit.
Yes, sir.
By who?
Me. I was standing next to you.
Did I really?
Yeah, and you were talking to a guy, and you're like, yeah, I got this podcast. Snarf.
No.
Yes, you did.
Bullshit.
Dude, I started laughing at you, and then you looked at me, and you're like, oh, well, he did.
All right.
It was so funny. And you're like, oh, well, no, I didn't do that.
It's
I
fine,
forgot to
dude.
bring it up with you.
You're a 3-timer now. So
Yeah.
Wow, I guess I'm a big deal.
You can,
You're
you can claim
a tree
What's-
timer.
what's like on Johnny Carson. There was like that guest that always
so
came
funny.
back.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, you're
Right.
like that guy.
Yeah,
That guy.
that
The,
one
the
guy.
regular guest.
You're like Ed McMahon.
Yes, like Ed McMahon.
Yeah,
He's his co-host.
Like
he
Publishers
was like the
Clearinghouse. Well,
kind of the co-host.
he was the co-host. Not
Okay,
kinda.
that doesn't
All
count.
right, that doesn't count then.
You're like that Alec Baldwin to our Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's
Like
like,
not
a 9.
officially a cast member, but has probably
been
been
on
on it more than a lot of cast members.
Probably acting in a lot of the stuff. Yeah, I would agree.
Wow. I'm like Alec
There you
Baldwin.
go. You're like Alec Baldwin.
I don't know.
Or
how to
Bill
take this.
Murray. He was on a lot, but I don't think
Yeah.
he was ever a cast member, right?
No, Bill Murray was.
He was?
Yeah, in the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
First
I think
3.
you're right. Yeah,
First
Am I
2
thinking
for
of
sure.
Steve Martin?
Steve Martin was absolutely a cast member.
He was not a cast member.
Yes, he
He
was.
wasn't.
What he did,
He was
Wild
a-
and
he-
Crazy Cigars.
Yeah, he was
Dan
a
Aykroyd
cast
didn't-
member.
No, he's not.
Oh, I'm looking this up right
Look it
now.
up. You're wrong.
I just don't feel like you're accurate on this.
Okay.
He did Wild and Crazy Guys.
Yeah, because he was on there all the time in the beginning.
I think dude's right. I think I'm right. I'm the one that said it first.
Steve Martin
Has hosted 15 times, a record broken by only Alec
like
Baldwin, and has guested 5 times. He was not a cast member. See?
Damn, I thought he was because he hosted so many times. I guess.
No,
But he is a
How do you
wild
know
and
these
crazy
things all the
guy.
time?
I just do.
You're weird. Well, you're not a founding member.
Dude, let me.
Dude.
if you guys
Are
listen,
you guys gonna sit here and just chew my ass for the
Dude.
next 2 hours? I'm
No.
fucking leaving.
on,
Hold on, let me
dude.
get,
we
let me
had
get a beer. if
Did
you're
you
gonna
listen to
continue
the
this.
newest episode of Snarf Talk today?
Yeah, I listened to it yesterday.
No, to one that came out today.
No, the
I
one
did
today.
not. I didn't have that time.
We had a lengthy discussion about the war on drugs. What are your thoughts about heroin, dude?
Oh, it's great. I
give us
I
a-
love a good heroin.
Can you give us an in-depth speech about smack?
Are you
maybe
guys looking at me
that's
because
sweet.
there was that one time.
Kush?
Yeah,
No, we're not.
that's
No, but
sweet,
we were
sweet
talking about
ganja.
the Illinois marijuana legalization, which we got last week, 2 weeks
Last
ago.
week
Yeah.
starts in January 1st, 2020.
What do you think about that?
2020?
I think it's a great thing.
That's what we thought too.
I
do
can't wait
too.
till they put it in the grower in Grundy County, and I am going to be all over that.
Put a grower,
Growery.
a growery.
Growery.
Yeah.
They already have a dispensary.
It's a
in-
dispensary. They have
That's a
every county-
medical
That's
dispensary,
right.
though.
Every
yeah,
ca-
but all of those will
every
switch.
county has one farm or a growery. that-
Because Dwight has one, Morris has one.
So are you saying you want to be the growery?
But
Yeah,
Me and you.
I mean, I would love to, but
can we?
I think it's gonna be hard to get.
Isn't that the talk about what
all you need is 15
that one
acres.
place? I don't even know if I want to say it live. I guess just in case. But so they're out on Wapakon Road
Yeah,
and they grow a lot of
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of plants. People buy them.
yeah.
They're a
I know
greenhouse.
what you're talking about.
They've been putting up huge buildings out there.
Yeah,
Have you noticed those?
but they're just expanding their flower production.
I mean, that is a giant expansion.
Well, I don't know. I
I think
haven't
it
seen.
was like a premeditated thing that they knew. Like everyone kind of knew Illinois was going a certain way,
I want to put a dispensary in the Mazan market.
and you
That's a
should
great idea.
You should.
Moneymaker right there.
yeah.
for real.
I
The
know.
only problem with guys like me that work for a corporation, Jerry, that
Problems with guys
we
like
cannot
me
partake.
and girls like you.
we can't.
Neither can I.
No,
not.
none of us. That's what we talked about in the
We
last
talked
episode.
about it. Yeah, because I have a federal driver's license, and you work for the federal government.
And I work
Correct.
for a corporation.
So I mean, technically, I
You
could.
would be, yeah, you
but
would be
if
tested
I
like
were,
crazy at a chemical plant.
if I got into any accident, and got
drugs, not for
tested, I would
chemicals.
lose my CDL.
right.
Yeah.
So it's not really worth the risk for me.
And I don't think we will see it being federally legal.
What I would like, oh yeah, we will.
yeah.
You
Just
think
not
so?
during Trump,
No.
but the next president will make it federally legal for
Which
sure.
You
To me,
you
the-
think so?
to me,
no
100%.
matter what.
Look at all the states are legalizing it. It's pretty dumb for the federal
all
government.
the states.
A lot.
I think there's less than 10.
Yeah, that's a lot of states.
Well,
Not
I'm
not
not
when you're talking about
sold
50.
on the money side of it yet. I want to see how Colorado panders in the next 2 years because they're still having a lot of financial difficulties with.
They've made a lot of money. They've had it legal for a long time now.
They have
Been very
and
good for their state.
They
Well,
have went through the roof.
A lot of addicts have made it that far and not left that area in Denver. But
that could be an issue. I could see that being an issue where you have it's not an addiction to marijuana, I would say, because marijuana is a gateway drug. That's what they tell you.
Yeah,
Big time
a
gateway.
bunch of bullshit.
I think
but
that's
And
bullshit. I agree
you're
with
gonna
that.
get
Totally
that
bullshit.
smack and that angel dust on your streets. And
we already discussed all this. Listen to our last
all right,
podcast.
I
It's
will,
definitely
sorry.
a good thing.
yeah, it is.
I'll come back and talk my
But-
opinion of it. But
No, you tell us your opinion. Go
my
ahead.
opinion of it is that marijuana is not a gateway drug.
Absolutely not.
It,
It's no different than alcohol. It's probably
you
less
caught me
so
off
than
guard here. I'm
alcohol.
trying to formulate my thoughts here real quick.
If anything's a gateway drug, it's alcohol.
Cocaine.
The cocaine.
I love fucking cocaine.
Oh
God, that's a gateway drug right there.
yeah.
He's
no, like
joking,
the rich man.
folks.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
rich man's
yeah,
drug.
Yeah.
That's a Matthew Perry drug.
Yeah.
God, I wish I was.
He's from Friends.
But no.
I'll be there for you.
So I kind of wonder what would make somebody some child in Morris, Illinois, want to get hooked on heroin and OD. I was like, that really-
Marijuana.
well, no. So I'm like, so
okay.
I talked to my
Prescription
neighbor. And I
painkillers.
can't, boom.
It's what it is, man.
That's how they get them.
Yeah,
It
for
is.
sure.
So,
yeah.
but it's so cheap. Heroin is cheap. It's so cheap, and it's fucking everywhere. That's what I don't.
Fentanyl is over,
So, but that's what I don't
almost
understand.
over the counter.
So
I would-
you listen
and-
to our podcast because we talk about this in depth about legalization
That
of
guy-
heroin, and it's working very well in some other countries.
No, I'm all for it.
The last 2 days I listened to that Joe Rogan podcast with it's Ed Calderon.
I listened to that one too.
Isn't
But
that who you were talking about?
No, I was talking.
He's literally talked about the Fast and Furious thing.
Yes.
And all about the
I was
drug
mixing
cartels
two, but
and-
the one you have to listen to is not that one. It's the Johann something or other.
I haven't even seen that name.
It's a ways back.
Which one's the Johan one?
Well, Ed Calderon was
I don't know, I
like
gotta
this
find it.
is a Mexican police officer
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
ended up being like a
That guy was cool.
special operations guy that teaches people on how to get how to save their life, basically, on how to I don't even know what they called it. It's like operations on how to break zip ties and get out of handcuffs and save your life if you're kidnapped, basically.
He
Was he the
does
guy
that
that talked
now,
about-
now that
Yeah.
he's retired.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what he does.
Was he
But
the guy
originally-
talking about the Mexican cartels?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
for
how
sure.
he's saying everybody thinks they're on the south side of the border, and they are not. He goes, they are all over your country.
They're all
Yes,
over the
they were. That's
world,
what they were
man.
saying, and they were.
He's
he
like,
All
was
of
talking
their
about
kids came to the U.S. A lot of them are
That's what he was-
citizens.
That's
Yeah.
what he was talking
And
about.
they're
is their
integrating into
children.
legit businesses.
Yep.
Well, and that's where I would go with the legitimization of
Ed
of-
Calderon.
of marijuana.
Calderon.
Marijuana is that
You
as soon
say
as
it
these
like
cartels,
a Spanish person, Chris.
as soon as these cartels, as soon as the federal government figures out they can make a ton of money, they're going to reach out to the cartels. They're going to say, "Look here, you make it for us.
They
We'll buy it
already
from
are.
you."
Yeah, they already are.
Well, and the cartels become corporations, just like all the bootleggers
And
and moonshiners.
What
did.
was crazy, what he was talking about, is that ISIS learned how to do everything they do from watching the cartels.
Yeah.
That all started with the cartels, all the beheadings and the stuff like that they're doing in the Middle East. And when it comes to the Middle East, everybody's like, "Oh my God!" That all started from the cartels.
Yeah.
The ISIS guys watched the cartel stuff, and they were just mimicking
So
that.
when they were when he was talking about the Fast and Furious thing about giving the guns to the cartels, he had said that if you look at it, if you look at what cartel they gave guns to, it's literally just one. It's a massive cartel.
It was one cartel,
but it
yeah,
was
that's right.
one specific cartel that was supposed to be tracked. That's wild to me. That they're gonna give. The whole idea was to track these weapons so that you could take down the cartels, but yet you're only going to disperse them to one
that was
specific
all
cartel.
freaking
That is
bullshit. That's what made me mad.
That's crazy.
Johann Hari in February. I just texted you the link.
Okay.
That's the one you need to listen to. That's the guy that talks about heroin and addiction. That's the guy that was really interesting. He was saying we've kind of been fed a bunch of lies about how addictive these things are and how people seem to think that there's this chemical hook, which there is, but that's only enough to really addict about 10% of the people.
Okay.
that will use it. The rest use it because of their lives and their situation,
Right.
and they're not happy and they have problems, and that's why they're using it. And then they get in a kind of a spiral of, bad stuff.
Right. Okay. Well, enough about that. We talked about it literally like
Listen to our last episode, which I
40
think was one
minutes.
of our best episodes.
It's very good. It's very good.
Well, I'm
enjoy it.
surprised to hear you say that, Jerry, because like after it, you commented about how that you didn't think it was going to be very good. The
Yeah.
next morning, you said it wasn't going to be very good, and then you said it like 2 more times.
And then I
You're like-
listened to it.
and I told you, I'm like, it's good.
I know, but that's how I feel, and I have literally since
I've done
the
that
first
too.
episode. You were exactly the same way. Almost every episode that we had done, after when we were done and we're packing things up, Chris is like, he'd look at me and be like, "Well, I don't think that was very good. People aren't going to listen to that one." What? Like what? Why are you saying that? And I would be the one who would say like, I thought it was fine, and now role reversal, and I'm the one who's saying like, that was kind of boring. But then when you go back to listen to it, it's actually pretty decent content.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand. It's hard to get to understand like what is good content, what's going to be something people like to listen to. I don't know if anybody else likes to listen to it, but when I listen to it back, it seems enjoyable. At first, for me, it was very hard to listen to myself talk. Don't you agree
No,
with that?
not at all. Not
No?
for me, no.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Well, you've just got that sultry voice. That
While we're on the subject, I
does.
want to bring up a couple things, podcast related.
all right.
One, make sure you read our descriptions because we put a lot of effort into them.
Yes.
So read our descriptions because I think a lot of them are fun.
And when we say we mean Chris.
Number 2 is we would really enjoy it if you guys would push the leaving reviews
Yes,
and
please.
push the actually telling people about the podcast and expanding it.
And feedback.
And
like,
feedback.
I would love to hear feedback. Like there's a guy that I work with that has given us some feedback to me personally, and he's left us a couple things on our Snarf Talk, Snarf Comics page that we need to pay attention to more, I think, and we need to comment on. Not this episode, but maybe another episode just because we have other things to cover. But Craig, we have not forgotten. Like I know that you've put these things out there. We're going to pay attention to them. But again, like anybody else, I don't care who you are. Like just leave a comment and let us know what you want to hear, what you want us to talk about. If there's a correction, give us corrections because we will absolutely talk about those on the next show.
Yeah.
When
but
we
most
read them.
importantly, reviews and telling other people and passing it along because we have been growing at a pretty good rate, but can always grow more.
Absolutely.
We had talked about recording, putting out two or more episodes a week.
Yeah.
And we did get some feedback today that said, no, you don't have to do that.
Right.
Well,
it was like
you,
you absolutely do not need 2 episodes. a
Mr.
week.
David, you're not our only listener.
Right. It's not all about you.
People
David.
are frothing at the mouth for more Snarf Talk.
Yeah,
So,
they're minking at the mouth.
if we produce it, you're listening and we know it.
Yeah, of course you are, especially David, because he has just as much tractor time as anyone else, and you can chow through some of the Snarf Talk stuff.
All right. You got any news?
A couple things.
Oh, first, I got some news.
All
Dude
right,
brought
well,
me a s'more stout
Yes.
No, you're welcome.
by the Big Muddy Brewing Company. It's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Tastes like a s'more. I don't know if he actually brought this for me, but I'm drinking it.
No, he literally held it up and said, "Look what I brought you
Yeah.
to you before the show."
He's the worst friend ever.
It shows you how
Why
much
am
he
I
pays
a
attention.
worst friend ever?
Joking, man. Jesus.
Right, and I'm just sitting over here like, I wasn't brought
Nobody
anything.
brought you
I
anything.
brought a case of beer for me.
Worst
You know.
friend ever.
Good man. All right, so real quick news. I don't have anything too big, but so the Emmy Awards, kind of a joke. I know the awards.
What's the Emmys again?
The Emmys
Television
is for
shows?
television shows. Yes.
Is that happening now?
No, it's not right now.
Is that
I'm
still
just.
a thing?
It is still a thing. It's not happening right now. It's always over the winter time, I believe. Like
I
it's
was going to say
before
that's like February
fall,
or
like fall through the winter. Like the Oscars is always in February, right?
think so, yeah.
Or January,
Something
like
like
that. And the Emmys is before that. But anyway, it was a thing that was brought up on Twitter. A fan of Daredevil had brought up the fact that since Daredevil is done now, that the fight sequences that happened in Daredevil should be brought up for an Emmy Award because there is a stunt, what's it called? Stunt Sequence Award.
Oh, yeah.
So they were talking about the hallway scenes and the going down the stairwell and in the jail. But the original first season hallway scene
He's going to save the kid.
and it's all one take.
Yeah.
Right. So the whole scene is all one take.
It's pretty incredible.
On a trolley that they just film all in one shot. It is some incredible like TV work, right? They were talking about how that should be awarded. Like they should absolutely get an award for this scene. And they were complaining about it on Twitter. Well, the director of Daredevil that season went on Twitter and commented on this guy's stuff and said, "You're absolutely right. I agree with you. But the scene was too long. Because to be awarded or to be even considered for that award in the Emmys, it has to be 3 minutes or less.
That's so dumb.
And the scene's longer than 3 minutes. It's like, what the hell? You're not going to award a single take scene that took, it was like 7.5 minutes from start to finish because it's too long?
Right.
Like that? Like you're going
Yeah, there
to
should be a...
take that out of there?
It shouldn't count because it's one continuous scene.
It should be like...
I mean, if you could do a whole hour of one continuous scene of a stunt, that
Exactly.
Should, you know, it
If
doesn't
it's a
matter how long it is.
stunt
If it's awesome,
award,
it's awesome.
I love those...
The whole show's a stunt to begin
yeah.
with.
But I love those when they do the one scene. Another really good one is the beginning of that Michael Keaton movie.
Multiplicity. You're right.
No,
Yeah.
Where he splits.
I forgot
the
about
Birdman movie. What is it?
Birdman.
Birdman, yeah.
Birdman.
That's a one shot.
That's
The
awesome.
beginning of that movie where that follows all through backstage and stuff.
Really?
It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's a really good movie. I like that
One
movie a lot,
shots they're
too.
called, I think.
Barry splits.
Oneer.
A oneer?
That's what this guy, the director, said. He's like, yeah, it's my favorite oneer, or it's like an amazing oneer.
Yeah.
That's what he called it. That's apparently the lingo. I don't know if you know that, dude.
I do now. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
I didn't
Speaking of
until the
oneers, did you know that, dude, that this will be your last
episode ever.
podcast
Sorry.
on
You
Snarf
said that
Talk?
the last time, but I'm still here.
No, this will be your last audio only Snarf Talk.
Oh, it's gonna be video now.
Yep. We're
Awesome.
going video.
We are going video.
We're gonna be on I don't know if we're putting it on YouTube or it's gonna be
So
Patreon.
that's the question is like, do we put the videos? I know.
Or
this
do we
sounds
wait on the
shitty.
video until our studio's built?
So, do you
No.
guys think that people are gonna be disappointed when they see
Not at
this?
all. Have
Or
you
do think they'd
seen
be
me?
excited?
I don't think so.
I try not to.
I mean,
You think that
This?
nobody would want to watch that, but then every time I
Love
watch
it.
the Joe Rogan stuff, I
Yeah.
love it.
there's
I-
I love watching Joe Rogan, but there's another podcast, H3 Productions. You ever watch H3?
No.
No? I love them. But there's literally nothing that they do any different than anyone else. And they literally only comment about what's on the internet and memes and stuff. For some reason, I like these two people. It's a married couple. And Hila and Ethan Klein. So her name's Hila, but she's Israeli, and they call it Hila. She's really cool. He's really cool. They started this whole business on their own, basically out of nothing, and they videotape themselves doing their podcast. And for some reason, I watch them. I can't tell you why. I don't understand it. And that's what literally gave me the thought of like, why don't we just videotape it? I feel like people would watch us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watch these random people
mean-
I don't know that talk about things I already know most of the time.
That means we're gonna have to start wearing clothes.
Oh, you're right.
I gotta wear clothes to this.
Yeah. So is the
Underwear and everything.
I always wear a shirt, but I never have pants on.
Yeah.
Neither do I.
I mean, that's why I come here for the conversation. I stay for the nudity.
Come for the conversation. Stay for the nudity.
schlong.
Well, thanks, Chris.
Yep. Mine's never mind.
That really escalated quick. Oh my god.
I see
So anyway,
you've been
that
working
was-
with that TRT over there.
TRT.
We talked about it last episode.
I don't
I forgot
remember.
he didn't listen to the last episode. either.
Testosterone replacement.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that. I forgot about that. Gosh. Anyway, I think that's a good idea though.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Testosterone. Yeah. Anyway,
You got a lot of it, Jerry.
so I think that the Daredevil scene again should be up for an Emmy stunt award. I think it's bull crap that it would be too long. It's 4 minutes longer. I don't understand why you couldn't award somebody for doing something above and beyond anything anyone else has done.
Right.
Give me a break. That's stupid. Those award shows are jokes.
Yeah.
sure.
get rid of them if they're going to be.
I have
frickin'
what
jet.
I think is going to be a potential Emmy nominated show though in my what we're watching.
Okay, cool. So
something for you.
next little bit of news is just a trailer that I had seen
I think Doom Patrol might get nominated too.
today. Really?
Maybe.
Oh.
It's good.
So a new trailer came out today, and it's not in your wheelhouse, Chris. It's not necessarily in my wheelhouse either, but I do enjoy Stephen King.
Okay.
He wrote a sequel to The Shining in 2013.
Oh, Dr. Sleep?
Dr. Sleep.
Oh, sweet.
It came out today. Ewan McGregor is going to star in Dr. Sleep.
I'm a big fan of Ewan McGregor.
So am I.
He
Obi-Wan
is,
Kenobi.
Yeah. He's in something else coming up too that was
I'm sorry.
So he's the boy from The Shining, right? He's the kid.
He
right?
is?
He's the kid. Yeah.
I did not know that.
That's who, so the novel
God,
from
that guy's
Dr.
been around
Sleep.
forever.
Forever.
Yeah, the novel for Dr. Sleep is a sequel. It's about the boy that grew up and continued to see things. And he then relates to other people that have seen death or what he claims is to be dead. He says it in the trailer. He's like, I've met others that have been dead.
Oh.
And it's wild. But
That's what you want to know what else Ewan McGregor's going to be in this year?
what?
He is playing Black Mask in Birds of Prey.
Oh, I didn't know
Really?
that.
Parentheses, and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. That's the name of the movie, apparently.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
They're going to fuck that up.
That's a good
Suicide Squad are coming.
2020.
Well, there is James Gunn's apparently going to recreate the DC universe.
I cannot wait to see that.
They're putting it on his shoulders. That's what I read an article about that as well. That's another news story, but let me talk about this real quick. So this book won the Bram Stoker Best Novel Award in 2013. So apparently people liked it a lot. And if you watch the trailer, it's really good. Mike Flanagan, he directed what's that called? Haunting of Hill House. Everybody was blowing up over this movie called Haunting of Hill House on Netflix.
I've heard of that movie, but I'd never seen it.
Everybody loved it, and everything that I've read so far in the comments on the trailer, and then an article I read earlier today was saying if Mike Flanagan's involved, this is going to be a phenomenal movie. And by the trailer, it looked really cool. I mean, it's kind of creepy. It's not Stephen King. I don't think is like overly horror, like gory and like where it's
No.
gross.
It's more creepy, like Black Mirror-y kind of thing.
It is.
There's a new season of Black Mirror out, by the way.
So
Is it really?
What we should say is Black Mirror is more like Stephen King.
Well, actually, it's not. It's more
Yeah,
like
techie.
Twilight Zone-y.
Yeah, it's like
Right. Well, you're right there.
It's the
too.
it's a new type.
But
That's not really like Stephen King. Stephen King would be more like suspense.
Suspense, thriller, creepy, weird, like all of that combined.
Yeah.
That's Stephen King.
Like
and
an
I
amped
think,
up Tim Burton.
Yeah. That's a really good.
Wow.
Like a cocained
Like
Tim
a
Burton.
cocained, like severely cocained Tim Burton.
Cocaine.
But I don't know. I thought it looked really neat. If you guys want, check it out. It looks like a good movie. It's not supposed to come out for another month or so. So check it out. That's
We'll check it
that's
out.
my news.
I want to rewatch The Shining before.
Yeah.
Did you know Stephen
So
King
good.
hated that movie?
The
He
original.
did.
one?
Oh yeah, he hated it.
I didn't.
He had
know that.
huge problems with Jack Nicholson.
kinda-
Jack Nicholson. Because Jack Nicholson played the character like he was already crazy, and how it's written in the book, which is much better.
He builds craziness.
Yeah, he's normal at the beginning, and he becomes insane.
Yeah. From the house.
Right, but Jack Nicholson didn't play like that.
Huh.
So it always bothered Stephen King. He didn't care for that movie.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, what else you got for the news?
That's it. That's all I got.
Did you get any
get
news?
Yeah. Did you see anything coming out of E3?
No. What is coming? Oh, I did see the Zelda.
I didn't see the
Breath
Zelda.
of Wild
Yeah, it's a Zelda.
number 2 or whatever is
Yeah.
coming out.
Yep.
That's cool. I saw I saw Halo Infinity
Yes.
has a trailer out.
Halo Infinity's coming out.
I'm like out of Halo.
Are
Well,
you really? Were you in it?
Not really.
They're saying it's gonna be
You
more
weren't.
of like a.
I was the first Halo when I was in college. We played on the original Xbox.
What was the other one that came
I
out?
like Halo a
I
lot.
wrote it down.
When I deployed, we used to do like LAN parties. where people were running cables to each trailer to hook up so you could play against each other. It was fun.
There's a new Star Wars video game coming out.
I knew that, and that looks
Jedi
really
Fallen
cool.
Order.
Yeah.
It looks,
Fallen Order.
There's a
that's
couple.
the one.
There's a couple coming out.
it looks freaking wicked. If you were a fan of The Force Unleashed, it's right up your
I
alley.
am a fan of that.
I am
Although
too.
the Force Unleashed got a little the same
Yeah,
over and over and over again. It was
the-
kind of a button masher.
Yeah, the first
yeah.
one had a really good storyline. I thought the
The
original.
first one
Yeah.
was better than the second
Yeah.
because the second was more of a button
It
masher
wa-
where it was like the same thing.
I have
over and
right here the 10 most promising games at E3 2019. You want to hear them?
Yes, I do.
over. Of course.
Number 10 would be Shenmue 3 Deep Silver.
Yeah.
No idea. That's it was originally a Sega Dreamcast game.
Means nothing.
We don't
No
care.
idea. Wolfenstein Youngblood. I didn't play the newer Wolfenstein that just came out a couple years ago, but one of my friends did love that game. He said it was amazing.
Wasn't there a movie that came out that was based off Wolfenstein?
That I don't know.
That's what we need to do is
There is.
video game movies sometime.
We
Yeah,
sh-
that's a
we
good one.
that is a good idea. We
Yeah,
should do
that's a really good idea.
Halo Infinite is another one. Watch Dogs 3. Never played any of the Watch Dogs.
I played the original. I really liked it, but it was how do I
have
put
not.
this? Yeah, it was fun. It could have gotten better, but the second one I never played.
So a big thing was Keanu Reeves was there, and
Yes.
he stepped on stage to promote CD Projekt's science fiction epic Cyberpunk 2077. Sorry, that's a lot of S's.
I have to go home and watch that one. It looks good.
Yeah, and there was a guy that was like yelled out to him when he came out there. It was like, you're amazing. And it stopped the whole show and he like pointed to him. It was a big deal.
Okay, that from the description it sounds really cool. It's a thrillingly busy, slightly eerie, righteously dystopian night city. It's an RPG, which is my favorite kind. The Outer Worlds is one. Forza Horizon 4.
I like Forza.
I'm not that big. Final Fantasy 7. That's coming out with a reboot. That's my
I was
favorite
gonna say,
game of
like-
all time.
That
really,
came
Final
out.
Fantasy.
I think they reworked the graphics and updated it, and they're re-releasing it.
Cool.
Marvel's Avengers by Square Enix.
I saw the trailer for that. It looks
So it's an RPG Avengers game.
it looks
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That's
People
gonna
are
be
freaking
amazing.
out about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be amazing. Luigi's Mansion 3, and that's the top
Ooh,
games right
Luigi's Mansion. That's a top game.
there. Yeah. I've never played any,
Nintendo.
but everybody says those games are great.
I mean, Luigi's my favorite character.
Really?
Yeah. It's way better than Mario or Yoshi or
What's your
Peach.
favorite Mario game?
Mario
I
Party.
think we've talked about it.
Mario Party 8.
What about the new Mario Party? Because it's better than 8.
I don't know. I think that's the last one I played.
Okay.
Which one is the one with the raccoons? Is that 3?
Yeah,
the raccoon tail. We can fly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That's 3.
my favorite.
Mario 3. That's a good one. Mario 2 is a good one. You know another really interesting
2
thing
is
about
good. That's when we picked up the turnips you could throw.
Yeah.
in.
Do you want to know an interesting thing about that? That was originally a Japanese game that had nothing to do with Mario. It was a completely different game.
Which one?
Mario 2.
Okay.
So it was a completely different game that they had made, and it was in Japan and already released. And then the first Mario, was a huge success, and they had to quickly come up with a sequel. So they just took that other game and they just put the Mario characters in them and released it in the United States.
Really?
Yeah.
So where did Mario come from? What video game did Mario?
Well, he was originally in Donkey Kong.
Oh, got it. You nailed it.
I mean, come on. What am I, a noob?
Right. I mean, I thought that was like commonplace.
I'm not sure everybody knew that.
Maybe
Jared.
not for the.
What was the
For the
original
listeners, it
Mario
couldn't have.
game, though, where it was just... It was before the platformer. It was just them, like, in the room, and they had the POW box.
Yeah, I don't know. You're losing me here.
Yep.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I think it was just called the Super Mario Brothers, or...
That's the original game that was on Nintendo. Remember that was at Pizza Hut? Do you guys remember that?
I
There in
don't-
Morris?
The one in Morris?
It
No.
got a mold.
I mean, Pizza Hut's still there. but
Remember
I don't know.
Fedderson's? They had video games there.
Fedderson's was
Fedderson's
my
was
favorite.
Awesome.
I was just talking about Fedderson's the other day. I'm related to Fedderson's, turns out.
My
Okay,
dad used to love
Mario
to go there 'cause he
debuted
would-
as Jumpman in Donkey Kong,
Yep.
and then he was in Donkey Kong Jr., And then Super Mario Brothers was the one. That was the original one.
That's the original from the NES.
But that's not the side scroller, I don't think.
Yeah, it is.
That's it. Super Mario Brothers is the original.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario Land, which I never really played.
I don't know if I played that either.
Super Mario World. There's a bunch of them.
I felt so old,
yeah,
and Crystal loves Mario Brothers, loves it. So we're playing the
The
new
first one?
Yes, the original.
That game is so... I hate that game.
Well, she loves it.
Why?
Because there's no saves, first off.
Right. Well,
That's obnoxious.
So we're playing it with the kids, and Bryce goes, "Hey, if you jump on that wall right there, it goes back to old school Mario." Where it takes it from the 3D
in the new game.
Yeah, and it takes
That's
it down
cool.
to 2D. It's cool, but then me and Chris look at each other. Old school Mario. I was like, oh my
this was Mario.
God, I'm
Well, I mean-
old.
Yeah.
Well, of course your kid would say that.
Yeah.
I literally was obsessed with the Game Boy Mario.
I forgot
I
about
played
that.
Game Boy Mario more than I did Nintendo.
What you
Boy.
need is the new Mario for Switch.
Really?
What's it called, dude?
Give me
I
a
need to
minute.
get a Switch
Let me look
first.
it up.
We talked about getting a Switch for Grady for Christmas, and
It's
we
not
never
Mario
ended up doing it.
Galaxy. It's
I think it might be Mario Galaxy.
Do both of you guys have Switches?
yeah.
No, my children do.
Well, yeah, but you have one too, right?
Yes, we do.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
See, I don't have one.
Yeah, it's Super Mario Galaxy, right? Anyway, that game is amazing. It's super awesome.
Is it fun?
It's worth getting it just for that game.
It's
Oh
huge.
gosh, that's what I need to get then. But that we had talked about getting one, never did, and now we need to get one because I kind of want to play it.
The attention to detail in that game is crazy.
Really?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's Super Mario Galaxy.
But that's what I was obsessed with was Game Boys, all Game Boys Marios, because I played Game Boy more than anything. I loved it. I literally
Mario
loved it.
Galaxy is for Wii. That's not what it is. What is it called, dude?
Probably Super Mario something again, over again. Because as soon as you come out with a new console, you
Super
can put
Mario
out the
World?
exact same content, and it doesn't matter. People are going to buy it. People are going to play it because it says Mario. And with it being a new console, it means it's going to be a somewhat different game.
Yeah.
I mean, if I ran Nintendo, that's what I would do.
Anyway, what you got some more news?
No, I've told you 4 times I don't. Keep bringing up other things.
All right.
Did you guys check out that trailer I sent you?
Yeah, I did. The Brad Pitt one. What was
Yeah.
it called?
AD.
I didn't.
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
didn't watch it.
It did not look interesting to me.
It didn't look interesting to you?
Looked kind of boring.
I didn't watch it.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll watch it again, or I'll get it. I'll get after it,
No, you
and
won't.
then I'll talk about it on the next podcast and say how great it was.
All right. So, what we're watching? What are you watching, Jerry?
Oh, we're doing that now.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Let's see.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, I had it right on the tip of my tongue.
Odyssey.
On the
Get
tip
that
of my
game.
tongue.
He's got a whole new little. His hat is alive. It's called Cappy,
Oh, Cappy.
and you can throw it and do
What an
cool
original
things.
name for a hat.
That's a good one. I mean, do you see what you can make money off of? This is why it's ridiculous. Like we could be. Why don't we have Jetpacky? You know, like,
Jetpacky.
so what I'm watching is not any different than
Seeing as how we recorded 2 days ago.
yeah. Then the last couple days, I'm one episode further into Doom Patrol. I have it'd be so I watched 11. I've got 12, 13, 14,
What happens in
15
11?
left.
Don't spoil it for everybody.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to bring it up.
Okay. I
trying-
just loosely so I can remember is all I was saying.
Well, I'm trying to remember.
We've talked
It's
about
after
Doom
the
Patrol.
beard. It's after the beard guy episode.
it's the second part to that episode. So it's more about Larry Trainer
Yes,
and his past.
was it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was because when he walks by, so Beard Hunter walks by when he's leaving because he had beat the cyborg,
Right.
is what he claims, which he did. But then he stops and he like looks back and he sees like the electrical guy standing there over top of Jane and then walks out of the building and then it picks up from there.
Yeah. So, dude, have you thought about getting the DC Universe app?
After listening to you two, yeah.
You got
should.
to.
Absolutely.
It is.
Just the comic book.
It might be
thing.
it might be my favorite streaming service right now.
Really.
I'm telling you right now, when we're getting into this. So this whole episode's gonna, well, the next half of the episode's gonna be about animated superhero movies.
Well, they're all like a lot on there.
You have to watch.
Well, I've seen almost all of my most.
It doesn't matter. They're all on here, and you can watch them all over again.
And
it's
Doom Patrol is
sure,
amazing.
It is.
It's set.
Swamp Thing is really good so far. Titans is super good.
Stop that, and you need to put the word "amazing" before Swamp Thing because it is.
Well, I just
were
want to
too
see
critical.
more. I want to see more.
Let's
I know,
just
but
wait
you
till
were-
it comes out, Jerry.
It is out.
It is out. There's 2 episodes out.
How is it? It's a little slow.
I just said amazing. No, it's
I'm
not
going for.
slow.
I want Chris's opinion because you're.
Well, I reviewed it
All
in the
about it.
last episode.
You need to listen to the last
I'm listening.
episode.
Okay.
I thought it was the production quality is incredible.
It is.
All right.
Like way better than what you imagine.
I'm
I
sold.
think the acting is very
The acting is really good. The dialogue's great. I feel like it's been a little slow.
Is it better?
However, Jerry's right, and then they've moved the story forward very quickly.
They do.
So
Therefore, what are you saying is slow?
I don't know. It just
Is it better than the '80s Swamp Thing movie?
Yes.
I just felt like it dragged a
I
little
love
bit, but
the 90s TV show, though.
I like the
90s
80s
TV show?
I like the
Yes.
movie. Are you kidding me? The movie's great.
I like the TV show better than the movie.
I would agree with that too. The TV show's good.
There's a
You've
TV show?
never seen the TV show?
I'm gonna go
got
YouTube
the-
when I get home.
I've got the box set. Don't
It's
worry
probably
about
on the DC Universe app.
it. Maybe.
It might be on there.
Awesome.
This app is great. And Titans, really good.
That's
But
what you
at
were
the
saying
time,
last
would it
pod-
have been
the
owned by
last one I
Vertigo?
listened to.
Well, Vertical is DC.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You're right. It's an offshoot of DC.
So I'm sure it was produced by Warner Media.
Yep, you're right.
So, and anyway, Doom Patrol is incredible. So
Yeah.
it's totally
I'll have
worth
to watch
it's
it.
$70 a year.
That's nothing.
And it has 50,000 or more comic book
Well,
titles.
you were talking about the comic book screen you can watch on your TV.
You can totally.
Yeah.
Or you
So-
can just watch it on an
So
iPad.
I had a question. How do you flip?
You just click your remote.
So it's like
You
when you
do-
page it.
You can do page view, which you can't really read on TV,
Yeah.
but you can do the panel by panel view.
Okay.
So your whole TV screen will be like a
so
panel.
you use like your channel button to go back and forth.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you would do it on yours. Mine, I have an Amazon Fire, so there's like a button.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering.
Like a button that says like next page, or is
There's
it
the
an
big
arrow?
like an enter button, like a select button.
Kind of like an
Yeah.
Apple TV.
Yeah,
remote.
exactly.
I use my Xbox controller and I
So
literally
get
just
the
hit
DC Universe app
hit the
now.
arrow.
Don't delay.
Really don't.
Act
I-
now.
I was delaying,
Supplies are running.
and then I ended
out.
up buying it. And then once I got into the app, I was like, "Holy shit, this is really great." I'm super concerned that they're going to get rid of it, though.
I was reading up on that today a little bit. Sounds like that's a very real possibility.
So I've been telling you for like 6 episodes, and you're like, "They're not going to do
I'm
that.
still not believing you fully.
They're not going to do that."
I think Jerry's right on
Why
this
would
one.
they not? Why wouldn't AT&T not absorb all of that and put out their own?
Well, it's not
single
AT&T.
stream-
It's Warner. Warner
AT&T
Brothers is
cable.
going to have a streaming service.
I understand that, but AT&T bought Warner Brothers, so therefore they're going to have one single streaming app rather than 2,
I just don't know.
which is the whole reason why all these productions stopped.
Because I don't see them putting comic books on the Warner app.
They'll have to have a segment of that. There'll have to be a portion of. They probably won't have.
all the
comic
I
books,
think so. Keep it
but they'll have the
separate, and
DC
then maybe they'll
properties.
bundle it.
Well, I'm guessing the majority of the movies that
Oh.
we're going to talk about later are going to be Warner movies because
Well, they already are Warner movies. The
I don't know about
problem
you,
is-
but I don't have any on my list.
I doubt that.
0. I have 0.
okay.
Zero Warner.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay.
How about me? What am I watching?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
are you watching? Tell us about
Are
it.
you
watching-
watching more, Jerry?
No, that was literally like it.
I
That's
got
all
into
watched.
Yellowstone on the Paramount Network.
Oh, yeah. How is that?
Oh.
Paramount, another one that's talking about having their own streaming service.
And my
they
guy,
do.
my guy's on
I
that.
bought it. I bought the first season on iTunes.
Is that Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner.
Yeah,
If you-
my
it's-
guy- that's what I'm saying. My
He's not.
guy.
This is not the Dances with Wolves Kevin Costner.
It's the Rick Schaefer Kevin Costner?
No,
Yes.
this is
'Cause
the
he looks
Wyatt
just
Earp,
like him.
Kevin Costner.
It's kind of like the Wyatt Earp. He's a lot more.
He's
What's
not
the
tougher
movie
than
where he's
Wyatt
at?
Earp.
No, what's the movie? He's in Vegas as Elvis impersonator.
Leaving Las Vegas.
No, that's Nicolas Cage. God,
Oh, I
on.
guess you're right.
what the heck was that movie where him and
Graceland? No.
Great. Yeah, it's
3,000
Leaving
miles.
Graceland.
3,000 miles from Graceland.
3,000
Yes,
miles
that's
from
the one.
Graceland.
That's
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
It's that Kevin Costner where he's.
I've
Just
never seen that movie.
He's just a badass man. It makes you want to be a rancher in Montana and own 200,000 acres. It's just like,
Well,
we're
that's
gonna
like,
kill him. We're gonna kill him because he wants to put a waterway through here. We'll just get rid of him.
He was in another Western movie that came out not too long ago.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Open range.
Open
Open
Range.
Range.
That similar concept.
Yeah,
right?
he's
was the
it's
other
not
guy
so
in
much-
that Timothy Oliphant? Who else was in Open Range?
the
was
old guy
Timothy-
from
Timothy Oliphant wasn't in that, was he?
no, Timothy Oliphant was not.
Has
Timothy
anybody-
Duvall.
Oh, not
Oh,
Timothy.
no.
Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall was his.
You're right.
Yeah.
Has
That
anybody
was 2003, by
Hey,
the way.
has
Was
anybody
it really?
watched the new
Not yet, no.
Deadwood
movie.
movie?
I have not. Is it out?
It's on HBO.
It's on
I'll
HBO.
have to, I'll have
it's
to
out.
watch this weekend.
Yeah, that's what we're all gonna have to do that and
Yeah.
reconvene and discuss.
Do you need to rewatch the show? That's my only concern.
I don't know.
If you, I
You know
watched.
who's watching that? David.
It's really good.
He's watching
Al Swearinger is a badass. That's all I gotta say.
Or he's watching Deadwood.
Which David?
Seeds.
David, the
See-
one that told us to stop recording.
Yes. Basically quit all of Snarf. Yeah, he did say that.
Why would he say such a nasty
Because he
thing?
wants to keep us all to himself.
He wants to probably start his own podcast
Yeah.
to suck up the glory.
Hey, David.
This is what he does.
You can be a part of the Snarf Talk Network.
I've invited you.
We will we will produce your podcast.
This
if
is-
you have your own podcast.
We will. And this is an open invitation.
You can
for you
talk
to
about
walk
pigs.
In. Yeah. We
You
love
can talk
pigs.
about food pursuits.
I
Hey,
buy
that's
his pigs. And
That's
I
a
eat them.
podcast I will listen to. Him and Easy talk about pigs for an hour and a half.
It's a
right there.
They're a delightful product.
Well, he knows more about food than anybody I know, so he'd be a good.
It's true.
He'd have a good food podcast. And he was recently listening to Anthony Bourdain's audiobook, which I'd like to hear more about.
Which book did he
Kitchen
listen to?
Confidential.
I read it.
So I've read it.
I read it. I have it.
Yeah, I have it as well. If you'd like to borrow it,
I would
Yeah.
like to read that, yeah.
really quick,
Yeah.
quick, easy read. But it's awesome.
It really. It's just.
I also have another
It's-
book by him called Los Halles, which is the.
That's later
I think
on.
it's the restaurant he started in New York of him cooking, and it's got like recipes in it as
That's
as
the
well
last-
as like a story.
That's the restaurant he was working at when he wrote Kitchen
Yeah,
Confidential.
it's based off of that. Yeah, absolutely.
He also has Medium Rare, which I read.
Yeah,
There's Medium Rare. I can't remember it.
dude,
but,
dude is involved with everything, and I love it.
I love Anthony Bourdain.
Unknowingly.
I was shooken when
So was I. Me and David had a lengthy conversation.
Oh my God, I loved his show.
the day that Anthony Bourdain died.
Crystal,
I'm serious.
if you don't believe me, ask Crystal. When his show was on CNN,
It's a great show.
I
Yeah.
watched it.
Parts unknown.
Yeah, parts unknown.
There's a
But
couple.
What about no reservation?
Cook's Tour when he's like young and just put out Kitchen Confidential. He talks about this in Medium Raw. It's Medium Raw that they just threw money at him to go just start traveling
Yeah.
and do a show because that's when the Cooking Network had just taken off and they're looking for shows and all these people that were now kid household names that started out. Yeah, read it. It's good.
I just think his voice, not like actual voice. I'm saying like his writing voice and like the way he wrote and
You know how much money
everything
he turned
did
down?
was just amazing.
He never put out kitchen knives, pots or pans because he thought it was chefs shouldn't do that. He says it's beneath us. And you know how much he just turned it all down. I mean, turned down a fortune. I mean,
Yeah, he probably made a fortune too, though.
he could have made a lot more. I mean, you look at some of his friends and counterparts and other chefs.
Right.
That they made millions where he made.
I saw a really
thousands.
funny. It was on something. Oh, it was on John Oliver's show. He did. It was Gordon Ramsay food videos, but where he was like sexually attracted to the foods. It was really funny. I'm telling you, it's a funny show. Do you watch Last Week Tonight?
I haven't in a while.
It's funny.
Oh yes, I do. I'm like a month behind.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's super biased, but it's fun.
That's what I hate about HBO is they're super biased.
I don't care. It's
well,
whatever.
Vice News. That's
I
the
can't
other
watch that. Yeah,
Vice News I watch. You
it's difficult.
watch Vice News? I mean, some of their stuff's good. Other stuff.
Our
is,
neighbor was on the Vice News.
for what? Fuzz?
Paul.
Oh,
No, there was a big crash in front of his house.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, what
Drunk
was
driving?
the deal with that?
No.
Because I saw cops and comment.
Fire at somebody driving down the road lost a trailer full of mini bulks full of chemicals and seed, and the trailer went out, smashed into a power pole, knocked the power pole, lit that all on fire. All the chemicals fell off the trailer. all
Holy
over.
crap!
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, what else are you watching? I only got one thing. So.
That's about it right now. That's
it?
I watched it. This lets you how good it is. Chris, your eyes are going to go like really huge. I watched 6 episodes till 2 a.m. because I got addicted to it.
Of what?
Yellowstone.
Oh, Yellowstone. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like that good. Huh?
Yeah.
Are they hour episodes?
The first one's an hour and a half. The rest are about an hour.
Okay. I'll check it out when I get some time.
YouTube, Yellowstone, the bear scene, and that sums it up right there.
Okay.
What's it? It's on.
The Paramount Network, but you can buy the season on
Amazon.
and then you can buy it on iTunes. That's what I did.
Anything, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Second season comes out this weekend.
I mean, I think I get the Paramount channel
and I've
on
been watching
TV, so
I just finished up. I'm waiting for. I just bought Billions, the 4th season on iTunes. So I can
you and
watch
your
it.
Billions.
It's good.
You're a big fan of that show.
It's good.
I've never heard of it.
You know what I'm really
It's on
wanting
Showtime.
to do is
It's about a guy that when 9/11 happened, he shorted all the airlines to make billions and billions of dollars. Now he has his own hedge fund and blah blah blah.
speaking of that. Did you see the speech, the
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart
Yes.
9/11 speech?
Everyone should go right now.
It was incredible. It honestly
Put it on your
was incredible.
Put it on your Facebook page. Put it on anything you want to share it with everybody. Everybody needs to watch it, and they need to shame Congress what they do to the
He was right.
first
It was
responders
shameful.
to 9/11.
Agreed.
Did you watch it, Jerry?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a
moving.
silly question.
He's a genius. That guy.
He's a very good
he's-
speaker.
Yeah.
Very good speaker.
Yep.
I really like that he gave up that show, like young.
Yeah.
Like he went out at the top.
he went out in his prime.
Gave it
like
for
he
pretty
left
much
in
the
his
same
prime.
reasons that Dave Chappelle walked away from his show.
He did, but he gave it up. The difference is he gave it up and he's gone on. He's produced a bunch of movies. He's made documentaries. He's doing a lot of politics, stuff like this. I mean, I don't agree with him politically on a lot of things, but I will give him credit. Whereas a lot of people came down on him about being too biased, he was pretty willing to make fun of both sides. And he's pretty much willing to call out anybody on their bullshit.
That's it right there.
And I can respect that. Even if I don't agree with individual policies, I can respect that.
And to me, that's the great thing about this country. You don't have to like what somebody else.
Well, here's the thing that everybody gets wrong, I think, is if you agree with an entire political party's platform, then you're an idiot.
I agree with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can't possibly agree with every single thing across a party line.
Don't be a sheep. Think for yourself.
That's not thinking for yourself.
No, vote the person, not the party. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right.
I thought that was a really cool speech.
It was.
I saw that you shared it, but I didn't even watch it then.
I just happened to be on my nightly YouTube scam, and it was like 2 hours old. So I watched it. I'm like, well, and Krista, you stopped what she was doing and come in and watched it with me. She's like, wow. I'm like, yep. I don't post on Facebook very often, but that's going up.
right when you do, it's something
Yeah.
like with purpose.
Yeah.
any case, I got one thing that I've been watching.
Well, hurry up.
Doom Patrol.
No, it's a new show, and it's amazing. It's gonna go for an Emmy. I don't know how Jerry's not watching this show. I'm assuming he maybe has not heard of it.
Maybe I just haven't talked about it. I don't know.
It is starring our favorite, yours and mine, Mr. David Tennant.
Okay.
It's on Amazon Original. Just came out. It's called Good Omens.
Oh, yeah. No,
I've
I know
seen
about
that,
this
yeah.
show, but I haven't ever watched it yet.
Written by
Neil Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
Written by Neil Gaiman, starring David Tennant. Two of our favorite people in the world.
Yes. It's out already. I guess I didn't realize that.
And
I had talked about this in
I
the
had
previous
seen a
episodes.
trailer a while ago and thought it was looking cool, and then kind of forgot about it.
That's what we had discussed this because I
Yeah.
remember bringing this up. Yeah.
And anyway, it was. I just realized I'm like, oh, it's all on here. So I
So
just started
it-
watching it the other day. Yeah, they dropped the whole series.
all of it's out on Amazon?
Yeah,
Really?
Shoot.
dropped the whole series. So I watched the first episode.
I'll have to watch it.
I've watched 3 now, so not that many. It's incredible. It's
Oh, man, I gotta
incredible.
get into that.
It is hilarious. It is super smart.
It gets really dark.
Very engaging. It's dark at times,
Yeah.
but it's always got levity. It's got a lot of humor.
Awesome.
It's an incredible show. It's an incredible show. It's going to be one of the greatest shows ever.
I'm pretty sure they sunk a lot of money into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
You want to know
but Neil Gaiman's
gist?
been
Do you know the
working-
gist of it?
Yeah, it's like heaven and hell.
So, David Tennant is basically a demon.
Okay,
and
he's-
Michael Sheen, I think, is his name. It's the other guy who you've seen him in other stuff.
Yeah. I
They're
know who
both
it is.
British actors. It's a British show, I think. He's an angel
Yep.
on Earth. They were the angel and demon that were here in the Garden of Eden.
And they work together,
Like
right?
David Tennant was the snake that tempted
Yeah.
Eve. And anyway, they're not supposed to work together, but they do.
But they do,
kind of as a team. And it's set in modern times, basically following the events of the end of the world.
Yeah.
So Judgment Day, the Antichrist, and the final war between heaven and hell.
So this is all based off of a Neil Gaiman story that he's written
Correct.
already previously. I don't know if it was like a series of short stories or if it's a novel.
I don't know either, but it's either the second or third episode is great. So it's an entire flashback episode that goes through all of the human history to different points in time where like big events have happened that
Yeah.
these two have been involved with.
I gotta watch
And
this.
it's hilarious. It's such a good show.
Dude, put it on your calendar. We gotta watch this.
We'll watch it. Yeah.
This is a winner, folks. Good omens.
How many episodes are there? Are there 10 or more?
I have no idea. I haven't looked that far.
I feel like 10 is like the standard number for
Yeah.
streaming shows nowadays. But then again, like we said, get into the DC app, and then Doom Patrol's got 15 episodes. So
Yeah. It might not be for everyone's, cup of tea.
It's rare that they go over 10, though. I'm betting you it's 10 or 12.
Yeah, probably. I would bet it's 10.
Because when you're talking about hour-long shows,
Yeah.
10 hours worth of content is a shitload of stuff.
I'm going to tell you, man, David Tennant and the other guy, I think it's Michael Sheen is his name.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, just great. And it's Neil Gaiman to the core.
That's my favorite
And
right
it's
there. Because
funny.
I felt like he was very out of place in the show Camping. His character was
Yes.
funny, like it was okay. It was a little bit of
He's so different in this show.
it was a different character for him, I felt. And when I watched it, the only reason I watched it is because he was in it, and I was like, he just doesn't do it for me in that show.
I'd be interested to get your take on him in this show.
Okay.
Because at times he's like
He's a
ultimate-
demon, so
At times he's ultimate David Tennant, like exactly what you love and expect out of
the
him.
doctor.
And other times he plays it kind of almost like this kind of snake-like, almost effeminate
Well,
snake-like character. He's got like a strut, almost like it's almost like a effeminate rock star.
Mick
David
Jagger?
Tennant,
Okay.
yeah, kind of like a Mick Jagger type.
Oh,
It's such a good show, man.
I'm absolutely going
But
to watch
now
it,
that
so
I'm
you
getting
don't have to sell me on this.
Now that I'm getting
It's-
further into it, there's a lot of subtext going on between this angel and this demon.
Yeah.
And
Neil Gaiman likes to layer stories.
It's layered.
I don't know if you know.
It's
know
layered.
this, but-
I'm interested to see how their relationship moves forward.
Okay. Well, we have to keep moving. So
We do.
The main reason for this episode is going to be
I don't know about that. It's just that
the main topic.
our distinguished guest likes structure. He likes talking points.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I can sit and do this all night. I don't care.
And
No,
that's,
I know, but
that's
it's fine.
But our main talking point for this episode is the top 10 animated superhero movies.
Yes,
Right?
that is right. That's right.
That's correct?
We had a couple different options to choose from. We're going to do the superhero movies this time.
Yeah. I'm going to do what I want. So
I'm going to do what I want. So
because all of mine pertain to superheroes. Here's the argument that we had prior to the episode starting, is if it was going to be strictly comic book character movies or just superhero
yeah,
animated
dude
movies.
was working on trying to define the rules. What did you?
I feel like it could be superhero animated movies,
Yeah, 'cause-
not necessarily bound to a comic book.
I agree with Jerry.
Okay,
Okay, good.
mine are all comic book.
That's
Superhero
good.
movies.
It's
So,
good for you.
I got to change two numbers around.
Oh, good for you.
Okay, why don't you
Chris.
start, Gerald?
Oh, I'm starting.
Whoa,
Number 10.
Whoa, you're changing things up here.
Yeah, that's fine.
What do you usually do? Me?
Yeah, we
joking.
usually always start with you.
I will
but-
do my number 10. Or are we doing...
No, we're doing 10 through 1, and
know,
you just told me I get to go first.
well, he gave me shit about
But
it.
you're in charge.
Yeah, it's your guys' podcast.
You're the second half of Snarf.
The second half.
The second-
Remember, the second half.
Pause the main
who's the
event for a
SN?
little story.
Who's the SN?
Pause the main event. As I'm leaving the house tonight, Dad goes, "Hey, Dad, are you going to do a podcast?" I go, "Yeah." He
Cash,
goes,
you mean?
yeah. What did I say?
You said dad.
Well, I'm the
I
dad.
thought you meant like Doug was like saying, "Hey, Chris."
No, Cash is like, "Hey, are you going to do a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "So Jerry's like your boss on the podcast?"
That is
And I'm like,
hilarious.
"No." I'm like, "Well,
That's
why do you
funny.
think that?" He goes, "Like, because Jerry made the podcast and you're just on it, so he's like your boss." I videoed it,
Did you really? Good job, Cash.
and I'm like, yeah, that's what's going on here.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. He's my boss. Yeah. That's funny. So do you want me to do it then? I'm going first.
Fine, go ahead.
No, you can't.
No,
if
go
you
ahead.
want.
Go ahead. Mhm.
All right. You're older.
Go ahead.
Means you're in charge.
Maybe then dude should go first. If he's
Ooh, that's true.
I'm just
Go.
a guest.
Without further ado, number
10. I'm going with Big Hero 6.
10. Okay.
I forgot that was a comic book movie.
I was. It's in my honorable mentions. I'll
Yeah.
call it that.
So, yeah.
So,
Based on a comic book. Yeah.
and I love this movie. I didn't know the first time I ever watched it that it was based off a comic book until
Either did
later on.
I. I don't even know
until
if it was
looked
it an
into it.
American comic book or was it
No,
just a
I don't
foreign
believe it
comic
is. I
book?
think
no,
it's a-
I think it's a Marvel property.
It is, but I think
Well,
it
it
was
is
a
not-
Japanese comic originally.
Right.
Yeah, Japanese. Yeah,
Either way, super lovable movie, great message, like great movie in general. Like I think it's just a fun, like family friendly by far.
I forgot
movie.
about it. It should be on my top 10 because it legit made me cry. That movie.
It's so good. It's so
a good
good. The
movie.
story's phenomenal. Whoever
so
wrote
sad.
this, I'm not sure who wrote it. I
and
should
they're
have
making
looked it
they're
up. I
making a second
apologize.
one, right?
yes,
Yes, I do believe a second
They
one
are.
is coming out. But Betamax, he's my man.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole movie I love. I almost feel bad putting it at number 10
Yeah.
because I do like it so much. This is a completely rewatchable movie. If you have never seen it, watch it 6 times tonight. But that it's really, really good.
great
All
movie.
of the boys have loved it. Anybody really that I've ever heard of that has watched the movie loves the movie.
it's really good.
And honestly, like I said, when I first had seen what it was about, I was like, I don't know if I really want to watch that. And then I watched it because the kids were watching it and I fell in love. I think it's super great.
it is.
Yeah, that's my number 10.
Good movie. Number 10, Dude.
Lego Batman movie.
There you go.
Same thing. It's a great family movie. If you're not, it's not a really a true Batman per se comic book movie, but he's in there and it's got all the Batmobile and stuff. And it's just I remember Bryce.
It's one of the best Batman movies.
It's really good.
yeah.
so-
I know.
So
but-
when I saw Lego Batman, I saw it in theaters, and I don't know if I wasn't in the right headspace. I wasn't like overly amped about it in theaters.
Yeah.
But then I watched it again later at home, and you start to really appreciate how good that movie is.
and Bryce knows I'm a huge Batman fan, my son. And he came home to the theater. He's like, you got to see it. You got to see it. When it came out, the day it came out, he made me buy it. We watched it. He's like, isn't this the greatest movie ever? I'm like, yeah, this is really good.
It's hilarious,
It
and
is.
the little details in those Lego movies are amazing.
And the thing is, as an adult, you go back and watch it twice, and you're like, oh.
You
yeah,
catch things.
Yeah, there's a little.
That's the
sexual
great thing about
innuendo.
those Lego movies is that you can rewatch them over and over again. You catch something new every time, especially that one.
Yeah.
It's great.
So yeah, go ahead, Chris.
My number 10 is Ultimate Avengers. There was actually 2 of them, but I'll just go with the first one. Yeah, it was a Marvel animated movie, probably from the early 2000s. And it was just probably like one of the first real animated superhero movies. And it's just a great, fun, awesome movie that kind of dives deep into the different characters and things about them. Ultimate Avengers, 2006 actually it came out. So
I don't know if I've seen any of the Ultimate Adventures, to be honest with you. So I apologize.
The number 1 and 2 both came out the same year, apparently, according to my research.
Okay.
You got enough of these?
I guess I didn't realize that.
Okay, here. I don't need one.
So that was your.
Give me that. Give me one else. That's my number 10. Go ahead, Jerry, with the number 9.
Yes. So I'm going with. Hang on, let me back up. I'm going with Justice League Doom. Is
okay.
my number 9.
Very nice.
I saw that, and I don't 100% remember the
So the
concept.
The biggest thing that you need to take out of Justice League Doom, the biggest thing that I take out of Justice League Doom, is it's basically a Batman movie.
I do remember that.
Because he like kicks the shit out of everyone. I don't know why they did it this way, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know why they call it a Justice League movie and then put Batman as the forefront. They should have worked in more characters a little bit better, but that's the reason why I love it, because obviously I'm obsessed with Batman, but it proves like that whenever he wanted to, he just literally beats the crap out of anyone. He beat up like Martian Manhunter.
Is that the one where he had like the game plan for every character?
Yes.
That was a really good one.
Yes.
Who
Yeah,
was
the
the bad guy in it?
I don't even remember.
Savage. Herschel Savage.
Was
Okay.
it?
Herschel Savage was going to
I thought it was Doom.
No, because he uses Mirror Men to get into the Batcave, which is a Flash guy. Mirror Man breaks into the Bat computer, gets his stuff, takes it back
Gets
to
his-
Herschel
Yeah.
Savage.
Vandal Savage.
Vandal
Vandal
Savage.
Savage, thank
Yeah,
you.
the time traveling guy that
Yeah.
was in. Yes.
Who lay next to a comet and soaked in its radiation. Became
Yes.
immortal.
Was he the bad guy in Legends of Tomorrow or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Vandal
been-
Savage. Yep.
He's a
That was a Mark Waid
He-
comic book run. Did
He
you know
is
that?
a bad guy. I mean, he's a real bad
yeah.
guy.
I mean, he's been everybody apparently.
Yeah. Anyway, Justice League Doom, just because it like really throws Batman out in the forefront about how good he is at everything.
And based off
It's like it's literally like it's like a fan movie almost of Batman. In
it's
my
got
eyes.
Bane, Cheetah.
Yes,
all kinds of stuff.
It's super fan service.
Yeah.
Love it.
Number 9, dude.
All-Star Superman.
All-Star Superman. A Grant Morrison run.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
One of his... Some people say the greatest run of a comic book ever would be All-Star Superman
All-Star
by Grant,
Superman. It's up there.
Grant Morrison.
Yeah.
I don't recall if I've actually seen that movie, though.
It's pretty good.
I've read the comic
I
run,
like it.
but years and years ago.
It's probably my favorite Superman movie because at the ending you realize something he kind of with the Grant Morrison run apparently that he sees the world differently than everybody. That's why he's so good.
Yeah, I mean... that was like that was a big foray for Superman. Correct me if I'm wrong, but into like the cosmic universe. No, is that not the right run I'm thinking of?
The run, the comic book, maybe I
don't-
don't know, but the movie.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
I guess I'd have to look it up again, but I don't think so. I don't think you're right. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, no,
Yep.
that was a great comic run. I haven't seen the movie. So.
That's why I was just gonna be like, all right, good pick into Chris's.
My number 9 is Lego Batman, which
Wow.
we talked about and is great.
Okay.
Everything is great. Everything is awesome.
Number 8.
My number 8 is this is a weird pick for me, but it's not really because it has the word Batman in it again, but it's Batman Beyond, and it's Return of the Joker.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond Return of Joker. I was never a huge Batman Beyond fan when it was the.
Oh, come on.
Well,
I don't think
only
I was
because
either. I was a little older when it came out.
I wasn't. It's just that I had been so obsessed with Batman the animated series, and then it was gone, and it like
Yeah.
transitioned to Batman Beyond, and I was like, you know what? It was like almost me pouting and under protest. I'm like, I'm not watching this.
I mean,
And then I got old enough to where it was like almost uncool to watch cartoons anymore. So I acted like I didn't. But Batman Beyond kind of fell to the wayside, and I didn't really watch it. It didn't catch my attention. It didn't feel like Batman to me, so I didn't watch it. But then I watched this movie. I mean, this is years, 15, 16 years later. I watched this movie, and it was so much more like Batman than I ever remembered.
Oh, yeah.
That I was like, how did I miss this?
the whole point
You know?
of the whole series is that Terry McGinnis is not Bruce Wayne. But
Exactly, and I didn't get that as a kid.
But
He is.
But he is.
He's
Bruce
exactly
Wayne.
like Bruce
I mean,
Wayne.
because he is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, and I think the Joker was really good. I don't remember who played him. It wasn't Mark Hamill.
Oh yeah, it's Mark Hamill.
Was it Mark Hamill?
Mark Hamill.
Yes, it was.
Gosh, I feel like I would have remembered that. I guess
It is Mark Hamill.
I didn't think he was in the Batman Beyond one. But
Nope,
anyway,
he is.
I liked it. It felt a lot like Batman to me, but it's a different take, and I think Batman Beyond is a character that they need to put into live action big time. I think that is a way that
the
DC
easiest
needs to go.
way they could do this right now is to transition to Batman Beyond and have an older Bruce Wayne, a Michael Keaton,
Absolutely.
be that, and they've solved all their problems.
We've recorded this once before. I said the exact same thing. I completely agree. Michael Keaton, older Batman, throw a younger someone, whoever.
I mean, honestly, I do think Ben Affleck would be better at it, but
Batman Beyond
I
has
agree.
a
He won't do it.
I agree.
Has a pretty large comic book run. I got
Absolutely.
on Comixology. I wanted to start reading it because I hadn't read
It's
that.
got a huge comic
haven't-
book run and a huge TV run
and
already.
a big fan base,
Giant
huge fan
fan
base
I mean,
of people now in their 20s, late 20s, and early 30s. You know, that's when that show hit
Yes.
right for the age group.
Yeah.
I love the show.
Yeah.
So that's my number 8.
Yep.
My dude's number 8
Dude's
is.
number eight.
Who's number 8 is Batman Under the Red Hood.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Ooh.
Yeah. I didn't have it on mine, but that's a really good one.
All right.
You don't like it?
Go ahead.
Probably we're gonna talk
Batman Under
about
the Red Hood, number 8.
probably it's a little
Go
higher on your
ahead.
list there, Jared.
No, keep going.
Oh, okay.
Whatever you want to talk about, keep going.
Dude, why? Go ahead.
No, I just like it because Todd.
Jason Todd.
No, it's not Jason Todd. Oh my God, I'm a horrible Batman fan here. I'm having a brain fart. Comes back from the dead, and the second Robin comes back from the dead. How about that? And it turns out to be a bad guy. And
It's definitely Jason Todd.
It's
Jason
Todd
Todd.
is Red
Jason
Hood.
Todd. Yeah,
I didn't know where you were
it's Red
going
Hood.
with this.
I'm sorry. He comes back and he's a Red Hood and he's a bad guy and
Has
you see
Nightwings in it.
Nightwing's in it. Dick Grayson's in it, and
Mm-hmm.
Dick Grayson and Batman get back together to realize that this is the second Robin who has died, and Ra's al Ghul's in it, and I don't know. It's really good if you're a Batman fan. It plays on it. It just
Plays on a great storyline in the Batman universe. It's a great movie. It really is.
Yeah.
I'm going with my number 8. Originally, when we started this, dude said, well, all the movies are going to be from one publisher. And I've already already done Ultimate Avengers, which is a Marvel title, right? And I'm going to have my second Marvel title here right now for Planet Hulk.
That's in my honorable mention.
Yeah, I didn't put it in my 10 either, and I was weighing the.
I have
the
not seen it,
options there.
so that's why I did not put it on.
Marvel actually, believe it or not, has some great animated titles.
They do.
And Planet Hulk is on the near the top of that list. Ultimate Avengers, I think, was the first one they did. But Planet Hulk was a great storyline, first off, in the comics. It was a huge deal.
Oh, yeah.
That movie came out. Hulk gets sent across space into another planet, and he becomes kind of a gladiator, puts together kind of a gladiator team. And that's basically the basis for Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok, that's what I was
Yep,
going to say.
it is.
Yep.
And I love Hulk as a character. It doesn't get much better than Hulk. And so that's why it's my number 8.
Yep.
And number 7, Jerry.
Well, it's one we already said. Lego Batman.
Yeah,
There you go.
It's a good movie.
I know, and we all love it. It's really fun. Will Arnett is a phenomenal Batman.
Maybe
voice.
the best Batman.
And
Other than Kevin Conroy.
I would agree. I mean, you can't beat Kevin Conroy.
Kevin
So
Conroy is Batman to our generation.
that's like gold standard to me. But anyway, like Will Arnett does a really good job. I was really sketchy on him being the Batman to begin with when I first heard about it, and then listening to him. I mean, everything about it's great. Everything about that movie is phenomenal. It's fun. It's easy to watch. It's a good movie.
Okay.
Number 7, dude?
Justice League Gods and Monsters.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that one. I don't remember it, though.
It's where it's a different take on what if when Kal-El is getting sent to this world from Krypton, General Zod imprints his DNA onto him. He lands here, and so it's General Zod, and he's raided by Mexican immigrants, and he becomes a very bad person, and he's not a good superhero. And then Wonder Woman's kind of the same thing. It's just a different story arc. I like it because it's not the same old about the DC universe. It's a different take on the characters. That's why it's up so higher. It's up so high.
Yeah, I like it.
That one, the guy that made that and a bunch of those movies was on Kevin Smith's podcast, and he was a super cool guy. And I can't remember. I think he's one of the guys that made that movie, but maybe I'm wrong. But
yeah, I don't know.
All right, my number 7 is also based on a Grant Morrison run, and it is Son of Batman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love that movie because
That's on my honorable mentions.
I'm a huge
It
fan
didn't make
of
my top 10,
Damian
but-
Wayne, and this is basically the origin story of Damian Wayne in this movie, and I think he's a great character. I think I've said before, he is my favorite Robin. I think we had our top
Yeah,
Robins
we
before,
did, yeah.
and he came down on top of my list. This is one of the reasons for that. It's just a good Batman story that involves some of my favorite Batman stuff, which is the whole League of Assassins and Ra's al Ghul and Damian
Yeah,
Wayne.
Well,
that's really
and
good.
it really sets
That is
off
really good.
the rest of the DC
Slade
universe.
Wilson's in it. Deathstroke's a huge.
Yep.
I'm a huge fan of Deathstroke.
I love Deathstroke.
Well,
Which
and-
speaking,
he
I
is
forgot.
in
No, I
that.
forgot my what. Can I do a quick what I was watching?
I guess so. We
Teen
have to.
Titans Go. I
You-
watched that
I-
movie.
Okay.
That movie's awesome.
is it really?
It's great, and Deathstroke is the main bad guy in it, and he's
Deathstroke is?
hilarious. Yes, it's great. It's really funny. Have you seen it?
Yep.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, go ahead.
What was the actor's name in Dawn of Justice that was playing Wade Wilson? Was playing Deathstroke at the very end. Lex Luthor. He's
What was he? It was somebody famous
yeah.
Oh, which movie are we talking
in
about?
the Justice League movie.
Yeah, the
Oh.
Justice League movie.
Oh, I'm not sure.
The very end of the movie, I forgot the actor's name. Big dude, which Wade Wilson.
In the animated movie?
No, in the Justice League movie.
Oh, like the live action
Yeah.
Justice League.
I can't remember his name, but it's a perfect casting. Perfect casting.
I don't remember. I can't think of it.
Chris is
I'm
looking
all
up.
thrown off right now because can we go to number 6?
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, anyways, Slate, Son of Batman, great movie.
Yeah.
Number 6, Jerry.
Teen Titans Go.
Stop it.
No joke. Teen Titans Go, and the whole thing I was going to talk about is because of Deathstroke being in it.
Oh,
I've
it's
talked about
hilarious.
Teen Titans Go for a long time. I love the TV show. I've always said I love the TV show.
And I wasn't a huge fan of the TV show, to be honest. I mean, I liked
I
it.
know.
Yeah,
and
I'm not.
so
I can't stand it.
How can you not? It
Probably
is
because I was out of my
so
house on the
funny.
TV for 24/7 for
Oh.
forever.
Honestly, I could watch it
Oh my god.
for 24/7. I think it's hilarious. I think the writing of this show is genius. It is genius. You're taking these characters, you're put like there's a whole like McDonald's farm, EIEIO, and it's all about daylight savings time. So they need to take back daylight savings time. And like farmers are the bad guy, but it's like old MacDonald is the bad guy because he's stealing the 1 hour of daylight that they needed for some reason. And they go back and there's just this clock and it's set at 2 a.m. and it's tied up to a post and they need to go get this hour. And they go and they're like, oh, this was really easy to get here. And then old MacDonald comes out of the cornfield and he starts yelling at him and he says like I can't remember exactly what he says, but he says something about EIEIO, and then his dog comes out, and it's just fucking hilarious. It's super good writing that has nothing to do with
No.
Teen Titans Go movie, but
It's great. It's Slade Wilson, mind manipulation.
yeah. And they're naked half the time, and their butts they have a butt thing. I don't know. It's so good.
It's good.
It's completely opposite of what I would normally like.
The little callbacks and the little things in that movie, and it's a good story. Like it really is. It's kind of heartwarming towards the end.
And that's why you need to give the show some more time because there are so many episodes that have that in it that you probably just haven't seen.
Yeah, probably.
But I love it. I am a huge fan of Teen Titans Go, and I will tell anybody to watch it, even though it's goofy. I understand that it's meant to be. It's just a really fun show, and it's like the only like stupid goofy show that I'll let the boys watch because most of them are like, no, it needs to be serious and teach you something.
right.
And this one, I'm like, I don't care. I think it's fun.
Before you go to number 6, dude, Joe Manganiello.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Death was supposed to be Deathstroke
that-
in the upcoming Ben Affleck solo
Yes.
Batman movie.
Yeah,
but-
he was on Magic Mike, wasn't he?
yeah, he was.
He was also a werewolf on True Blood.
That's
And
yeah.
he's been on Kevin Smith's podcast.
He
and
has.
He's a super cool guy.
And he's married to
the
that
real
one
hot
Spanish lady.
Yeah.
I think she's Spanish. I could be wrong on her ethnicity, but I think she's...
Latina.
Yeah. I'm like, see, this is why it needs to be video.
Sofia Vergara.
Yes.
She's
Sofia.
Colombian, man.
Yeah. Colombian.
Yeah.
She likes the cocaine.
Well, yeah.
Cocaine. All right, number 6, dude.
Justice League Dark.
Oh, it's a great one.
Yeah.
Awesome movie. I mean, it's a whole nother rabbit hole of the DC universe.
You maybe don't need to expand on it too much right now.
I'm sure you guys have.
Okay.
Okay.
Chris, what is your number 6?
My number 6 is another slap in the face of dude who said that you'll never be a Marvel
Yeah,
movie
slap
on
the
here.
shit out of dude.
Come on.
It is Doctor Strange.
Oh,
I don't know if that's the name of the actual animated
no,
movie.
it's not. It's
What?
Not
The Eye of
Spider-Man's not in
Agamotto.
this one. No, I'm trying to think. Is that it?
I don't know. I don't know.
No,
I made
it's
that
not
up.
it.
It's
But no.
Doctor Strange. Yeah, it's called Doctor Strange. It was 2007. It's a super fun, great origin, basically a straight origin movie of Doctor Strange. It's very well acted. It's very well. I like.
It's very well acted. It's animated, Chris.
Yeah, well, voice acted.
Okay.
What do you don't give voice actors their credit?
You should. I'm a voice actor.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. What
I
else
love the animation style. I love the Marvel animation style, which is more anime. Like they're definitely
see, and I
more
don't
anime.
I love anime.
Yeah. Well,
Gosh, this is
the
where we
Marvel
differ.
produced movies are clearly kind of with an anime bend. There's a really good Iron Man one. There's a bunch of other ones, but
Batman Ninja.
Doctor Strange is super good.
Batman Ninja.
Did anybody hear that?
So that's number 6 for me. Now we're getting to the big boys here.
We are.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5.
So my number 5,
Gerald, number 5.
Red Hood. Under the Red Hood.
Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, we already talked about it a little bit earlier. I love Jason Todd. He's one of my favorite
I
characters.
think he's your favorite, isn't he?
He was my favorite Robin, and
he
you
got
thought
killed?
it was like some sort of a joke, like some big joke I was playing. No, well, it's also because he's Red Hood, and I think he's phenomenal.
You're
I like the
serious right now?
angst.
He's your favorite Robin?
Yeah, I love him. I love him
He's
because
on
he's like
Titans.
a pissed off.
You need to watch
shitty-
Titans.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love anger and angsty people. And
Jerry is the Prowler. I don't know if you know
yeah,
that.
I don't know if you know.
Dark. In
Kind of known as the Prowler.
the depths of the human soul.
I know. I mean,
Gerald.
fucking wants to kill a mink. A little
Yeah, I
little
do. I'm gonna
defenseless
make
mink.
you.
He's not just going to kill that mink. He's going to gnaw its head off and drink its blood.
Right.
He was using chickens as live sacrificial bait
Yeah,
for minks,
that's what I do.
for mink trapping.
So when you guys were
Because he
texting me,
thinks
I
if
was
you
literally.
drink the mink blood, it makes you younger, like it de-ages you.
Yeah, I
Just
thought
like
I
a
could-
vampire.
I thought I could grow a
Weird.
nice silky beard.
Listen, don't drive by his house at midnight tonight because I think there's a full moon and he's going to be in the backyard, hunched over, like
Wow.
squatted, buck naked, and he's going to have your back to you, like gnawing on something. And he's going to turn around and be like, and he's going to have blood all over
I
his
thought
face.
they would like howl. Do minks howl at the moon like wolves?
They probably
No, they go.
squeak.
What does the mink say?
The mink's going to be like, save me, save me.
No joke when I told you I was working on a chicken coop tonight because you guys texted me and I was like, working on a chicken coop right now. I was literally hacking a chicken apart with a fillet knife, putting it in a live trap. One of the chickens that it has already been killed. I didn't kill the chicken because I don't want the chickens to
This
be
has
dead.
gone to a deep, dark place.
I was literally like cutting a chicken apart, throwing it into a cage. So
God, you're such a prowler.
The Prowler.
that's what I do. That's what I do.
Motherfucker.
And then he just smashed his Apple laptop onto the ground.
Oh yeah, I did. We
This podcast
we
almost
never-
didn't happen.
Yeah, we didn't actually bring that up. We still don't need to talk about it. I told you, like, don't even say words. Like, quit talking. We're done.
All right. Number 5, dude.
The Dark Knight 1 and 2.
All right.
I grouped them together.
Love them.
Oh,
Love
they're
them.
awesome.
Faithful adaptations.
Absolutely
Yes.
faithful. That's why I love them.
Yeah.
Yep.
They are very, very
Yep.
good.
I mean, I was a huge fan of the comic book when I got in high school, and just When they came out, I was ecstatic. Loved it.
Yeah.
Great. Watch it.
Yeah, it's
I like the animation style of it.
animation style, voice acting, brilliant. I love that they put it over 2 movies, so you really get its due.
I mean, RoboCop.
Yes.
They don't try and put it all into
That's
one.
a huge part of it is that they didn't make it into one movie and shorten everything up.
You know, the other thing I liked about it, they didn't have Kevin Conroy as Batman.
No, I know.
They had a
They
RoboCop.
should have. Yeah.
They should have, but they had a RoboCop as an
I don't
older-
think it took away from
Peter, what's his name?
it. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's a great one, and everybody.
Yep.
should
Just
jump in.
yep. Watch it.
My number 5 is Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox.
We can talk about it later.
I figured that.
Peter Weller.
Peter Weller.
Peter Weller.
Yeah.
But anyway, Flashpoint, based on the Flashpoint comic run by Jeff Johns, fantastic.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It's really good. It's really good.
Gerald, number 4.
Number 4. Oh man, I don't know if you guys are gonna have this in your tops. You should probably. Again, I'm sorry. I apologize, everyone. Okay, I apologize. I kind of go overboard on this. It's a Batman show. Mask of the Phantasm.
We can
Okay.
talk about it later.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
I-
fine
I-
with that. I'm glad that
yeah,
you have it in yours because.
Probably for the same reason that you do. Let's talk about it now. Go for it.
ahead.
Okay, I just think it's an incredible show. I mean, it was
Way ahead of its time.
way ahead of its time.
yeah.
It created a new character. It was in '93, like right in the run of all of the animated.
Wasn't it nominated for an Academy Award?
Yes, it was.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't aware.
I don't
of
know
that.
if it won it or not, but it was like nominated for Best Animated Feature or something.
To me,
like that.
to me, it's just. I'm gonna use the term again. I think I've said it a few times tonight, but it's right in my wheelhouse of Batman. Right? It's like the perfect run. It's right in the middle of the animated series. It's got.
Well-
I mean, Paul Dini's involved with it. Bruce Timm's involved
Timm.
with it. Like all of the people I love that created the best Batman stories put this together and put out a movie
At a time
that-
when that was unheard of.
Exactly. You didn't see these type of things. Like
Now it's a whole
any
different
comic
story.
book character or animated show was not taken seriously like they were taking this seriously.
Yeah.
It's the first of its kind. I feel like I should have it higher now, but either way, it's my number 4 because I love
I didn't put it on my list just
show.
because some of the stuff that's come
and you just-
recently.
and you like to hurt me.
No, some of the
you
stuff
know-
that's come recently is incredible, and that maybe can feel dated, but that's what's responsible for all of this.
Yes.
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 That's why it's a little higher on my list, is because I look back at it with such nostalgia. And it kind of has looking, if you go back and watch it again, there's certain parts of it that they're still picking out of the Batman life.
Yeah.
With like year 1 and year 0 are in there.
Yeah,
I
like-
mean, so
I love it. Yeah,
I love it.
They're drawing from a bunch of different things that. Well, I take that back. Other things are drawing from this show or this movie than anything else. I think, even though, and I like the villain. I think the villain is amazing.
Original villain.
Yeah,
I
it's
believe.
completely
Yep.
original for the series, and you don't, or for the show, and you don't really see him much after this.
Right.
Again, and I don't understand why.
you do in Justice League Unlimited, the very last.
Okay, that I haven't
theory-
seen.
Okay. So we'll.
But in the comic books, like I don't understand why they don't use him that
Well,
much. Maybe they have, and I just haven't noticed.
Because she supposedly dies in this movie. That's why they did the movie. She was in it. She's done. She's gone.
Oh,
But in the very last show of Justice League, where you find out that Terry McGinnis is actually a semi-clone of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
The Phantasm was going to kill Terry McGinnis' parents to make him like Bruce Wayne, and she doesn't.
okay. A little bit of history there.
There you go.
from
Yep.
the dude.
The dude number
Thank you.
4.
Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker.
There you go.
Yeah,
Oh.
we talked about it. Yep.
Boy, I have to rewatch that. I've seen it, but I
very
need to
good.
rewatch it.
Very good.
Because this was the first time Mark Hamill came back for the Joker in a while.
See, and I didn't think he was in the movie, and
I'm
I
pretty
guess I'm
sure
just
he was.
I'm not remembering it correctly.
He was. He came back specifically for this, and then they started Justice League Unlimited back up, and he came back for a couple runs on that. But
Which is crazy to me that he would come back for the Joker in a Batman. I guess it doesn't matter to him, but to me,
It's the same
It
character. You
feels
get to play,
weird
yeah.
him coming back for a Batman Beyond show
Well, it's the
rather
same-
than just Batman. And that's just me.
But that's what
being-
they were doing then.
I know.
You gotta remember,
That's just me being critical.
Well, see, he was in Phantasm.
It makes no difference.
Well,
It's the same character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why they got him to do it. That's what made this movie is they got Hamill to come back as the Joker.
Yeah. That's
So,
awesome.
All right.
My number 4 is Justice League Dark.
Ooh.
This was just came out of nowhere for me. Like I didn't really know it was coming, and I just saw it on there one day.
Yep.
I'm like, when did that come out?
Yep.
And it's just an amazing movie.
It really is. I mean,
It is.
hey, Swamp Thing's in it.
He is.
Is
I guess. I've never seen it, so I don't know.
You never seen it?
I haven't.
no
Oh my God.
Constantine.
Yeah.
John Constantine.
No, I know. We've talked about this on
Yes, I know.
previous episodes, and you guys both harassed me.
Well,
and
I love the
accosted
I
me.
was just assuming that you wouldn't watch it after you got harassed.
one of the
You
great
would think
things.
I would. Now, with this new DC app that I have, I can watch
It's not
all
on.
of these.
It's not on there.
It's not?
I don't
What?
think it's on there right now.
You guys,
They still.
you had me sold till you said it wasn't on there.
Well, it might be. It might
You've
be.
already seen it.
But they cycle these movies. But anyway, I like this is one thing I love about DC is that they have this whole dark universe and this whole like occult magic, dark magic, more fantasy
Where it's not
side
really-
to it. Where
it's
Marvel
not like-
doesn't really have that.
well, they have the
hold on that as
magic-y
much.
Doctor Strange stuff, but
Yeah.
that's not dark
I like the occult
magic.
stuff
I
like that.
love
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Because the DC stuff is all about the occult. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
they
dark.
flat out
What's the female? Is it Zatanna?
Zatanna,
She's a great character.
Doctor. Yeah, it turns out, yeah.
that right there is why we need to videotape this stuff.
Yeah.
Is dude fighting a fly?
Finding imaginary flies.
It's not imaginary, fuckers.
If you people could have watched that, that would have made our
At least
listeners
he's
go
not
up
giving
1,000.
us. Then he'll be giving us direction, like camera directions.
That's
the
another
whole
thing
time.
that I wish you guys could have seen is the hand signals we were given. The very first episode that he was ever on. It's like traffic signals. Like,
Yeah.
what? It's yellow light. Yellow light.
All right, Mr. Snyder.
So number 3, I lumped 2 movies together.
I know what it is.
I've always gave you shit about this,
Yeah.
Chris, and now I'm going to do it. But it's because I don't want to split it up.
the second time because you did it with Fantastic Four too.
No, I didn't.
Yep, in the worst comic book movies. Go ahead.
Okay.
We all did it.
We
to
all
the
did
fans.
it.
We all did
Take
it.
a guess on what I'm going to say.
Dark Knight 1 and 2.
No.
Oh, I have no idea then.
Incredibles 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about it now because that's my number 3 pick also.
Oh, is it?
Not
Okay.
1 and 2, just 1.
Well, I have 1 and 2 because I really like number 2. I think it's a phenomenal sequel to Incredibles number 1. You don't think so?
I am not one to be a hater here,
What can you hate about it?
but I'm just not as in love with the Incredibles movies as I think everybody else is. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's because you're a Debbie Downer.
I know. I don't know why either. I think they're great.
Yeah, they're awesome. I
they're
mean,
good. They're good.
Why wouldn't? Oh, now they're good.
They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't love them.
I don't love
of-
them.
they're good.
pieces of shit.
Okay, did I say they're pieces of shit? No, I said I don't love them. I don't hate them. They're just fine.
I enjoy them a lot. I think the
Yeah.
second one is really good because they incorporate Jack.
The second one's better
And
than the first one. I
another
agree.
thing, it's more of
so.
a sentimental thing for me, only because like Grant always will sit on my lap and he slaps my face like this because Jack does it in the movie, and every once in a while he'll sit on my face and he just slaps me. And I think it's cute. And I like it.
Sounds like the
And
beginning
it's something
of
I'm
a
going to remember forever.
problem child.
But absolutely, Grant's going to be the problem child.
Middle child.
I don't know.
telling you.
I think the story of Incredibles is really good.
Is it incredible?
It's absolutely incredible. I think it's tied together very well, and I like him.
Yeah.
Yep, same
Dude.
here. That's my number 3 is The Incredibles, the first one.
So you have number 1. You didn't incorporate number 2. That's
did not.
fine. My pick's probably better. No big deal.
Yep.
Number 2.
Jerry's always right. It's
Or
the
number
show.
No,
3.
you're number 3.
Is Batman: The Killing Joke.
Really?
Holy shit! How did I forget about that movie?
Yeah, I love that movie. I love the comic, I love Alan Moore.
We went to the movie theater to watch this.
We went to the movie theater to see it. It's a very faithful, 100% faithful
100
adaptation to the book.
The only thing is,
And they end it perfectly, just like the book. Listen, it's a must see for anybody.
I'm really freaking out over here because I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Why didn't I put that in there? But that's fine. You did, and it's on a list. So
One of the greatest Batman stories
agree.
ever told.
I agree with you.
100% on that. The comic book's amazing.
And the movie's great. And it is a completely standalone story.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's
like
not
a
even
one-shot
tied to
almost.
the
Kevin Conroy
universe.
also voices Batman in that.
I believe so, yeah.
He absolutely does.
He does, yeah. Came back for that.
Oracle is great. Everybody's great.
Did Mark Hamill voice the Joker in that one?
Couldn't tell you that.
I don't remember.
The big ones, number 2, Jerry. Number 2.
My
Somebody's
number.
not paying attention.
Sorry,
Texting.
baseball stuff, guys. All right.
Totally not.
Tournament week's coming up. Big deal.
I
Okay.
wouldn't know.
You do know you were there last night.
Oh, that's right.
With me. Anyway, number 2, I have Batman Dark Knight Part 1 and 2.
We can talk about that because I also have it as my number 2.
Oh, okay.
Might as well. All right.
Yeah, it's a great adaptation of the book. I think we discussed it a little bit earlier. I love the animation. I think it's very faithful to the comic book.
If you cannot
love
bring
Batman in
yourself
this.
to read one of the greatest comic books of all time,
Right.
Watch
then
this
the shortcut
movie.
would be to watch the movie.
Watch the movie.
However, the book is better.
Yes.
It's better to read it in a comic book. For some reason, the still images are really impactful.
Yeah.
However, if you're not willing to do that, watch the movie.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. And I love, we had already discussed it, but I think it's a really big point is that they did make it into 2 movies.
Yeah.
There was no shortcuts there.
Nope.
Like they told the story the way the story was told, supposed to be told.
Yep.
And I can really appreciate that. And I love it. It's my number 2.
Dude, number 2.
Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Well, just for the nostalgia of the point of it that we talked about earlier. I mean, that was when it came out. When it came out, it was awesome, and I just look back on it with a lot of love. That's why I made it so high.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like I said before, it's like comes out in 93 and is like right in the mainstream of what Batman was doing at the time. Mm-hmm. Paul Dini, Bruce Timm, like
I think
in the prime of what they were doing.
I gotta look here. I think I just downloaded Paul Dini's comic book adaptation of his story.
Oh, really?
Paul Dini did a bunch of comic books.
So I looked.
He did Harley Quinn, Mad Love.
No, hold on here.
I looked this morning because I wanted to listen to. Real quick. Here's a story about me wanting inspiration about writing a comic book. That happened to me this morning.
Which we desperately need right now.
Absolutely. And I wanted inspiration, and I thought, you know what? The best inspiration I can think of right now is listening to Paul Dini talk about him writing on Fat Man on Batman with Kevin Smith. I think there's 2 episodes at least with them back to back, and I wanted to listen to those. I don't think they have those up anymore.
Just message Kevin Smith on Twitter.
I think I'm going to.
He'll
I was
answer
thinking about that, about getting on and like emailing him or doing something like that.
He's
Because
pretty
now-
responsive on Twitter.
Now that it's changed from Fat Man on Batman to Fat Man Beyond, they don't have any of the Fat Man on Batman episodes on there. There's only 16 episodes on my podcast stuff. Even if you look at, it says view previous episodes. They're not there.
It's called Dark Knight: A True Batman Story. It's about writer Paul Dini's courageous struggle to overcome desperate situations.
Because he was mugged.
And that's what this is about. It's about
Yeah.
that, and but it's in comic book form.
That's
and
really
the Joker
cool.
and the Batman and Bruce Wayne are there. It's a great read.
Again, he talks about that. He talks about he talks about his story and that being created on Kevin Smith's podcast.
Okay, we take a break.
But that was before it was ever, put out. Like this was not released.
Could we take a break?
Yeah. And a break before our number ones.
Yep.
You can get
Okay.
number 1, Jerry.
Number 1. So, again, I take him as a superhero. I think it's a superhero movie. This is going to be a little off kilter, maybe from what you guys are.
I know where you're going with it.
Do you?
Yeah, Iron Giant.
Yes,
That's my
Iron Giant.
That's my number one also.
The Iron Giant.
Wouldn't count for me, but go ahead.
Oh my God, it's the same guy who
Not
does
a superhero.
Yes,
Yeah, it
he
is.
absolutely is.
sacrifices himself.
He absolutely is. They talk about Superman.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to
true.
be Superman. He acts like Superman at the end of it, all because of this kid being with him.
that's a good point.
Basically,
Like-
he's an Iron Giant, obviously, but he's some
Hogarth.
sort of alien from another planet. He's like designed to like kill and stuff, and it's a big. I get the movie has a little undertone of like guns are bad. I get that, but at the end of the day, that big hunk of metal is there to protect one child because they have some sort of connection, and it shows that he can have feeling.
Why haven't they rebooted that franchise?
Well, they were going to,
Because
but
they
Brad
set it up
Bird-
for a sequel.
Well, the guy
Brad
who,
Bird's not going to do. Brad Bird did
Did The Incredibles.
Incredibles.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was going to say Invincible, Incredibles, but
They're making an Invincible animated movie too.
I'm telling you, Iron Giant is the best animated superhero movie that you can find,
Yep.
and I will fight you.
Until my number one. Go ahead, dude.
That's my number one also.
Oh my gosh. you
2-1.
See?
So just
See what happens?
give in and change yours.
Yeah, bring Kevin Smith in here, and he'll cry in your face.
I won't
over
give in
Iron
because as
Giant.
soon as I say mine,
What is it?
Jerry's going to cry into his keyboard like a little bitch that he forgot this movie existed.
What is it?
It's called Spider-Man Into the
No,
Spider-Verse.
I remember. I knew.
And it's not in your top 10?
It wasn't.
I haven't seen it, so I
That's
couldn't put it.
pure insanity.
I understand it's an animated movie, but I honestly feel like it's more of
This is
like
the best
live action stuff
animated movie
of all time.
ever made. It won the Academy Award for Best Animated Picture.
I get it.
So did Iron Giant.
Well,
yeah, Chris.
Into the Spider-Verse is on next level. Amazing, before seen visuals, animation styles.
You can't take that away from Iron Giant, though.
Iron
because
Giant.
Listen, I'm
Iron
talking
Giant
about
was
my number
hand
one.
painted.
I'm not trying to
hand drawn and hand
shit
painted.
on your number one.
No, I understand, but I'm saying
You can't shit on our number
it's
one,
not
'cause it's the
apples
best
to
movie
apples
ever.
for animation because obviously they didn't have the capability in the 90s to do
No, that movie was early 2000s. That was
Iron Giant.
Bill Bird actually did that by hand. Did everything.
No, he did not. He was a director
No. He had it drawn by
had
hand and painted by hand.
by
It's
Korean slaves, most likely.
It's one of the last movies made that was actually drawn by hand.
Sweatshop.
Excuse me, dude. Why did you tell me we couldn't talk about Flashpoint Paradox? I brought it up as on my list, and you said we'll talk about that later.
I'm sorry, I fucked up.
What did you screw up?
I thought I had it as my number 4. I
All
did
right.
not.
Well,
Oh,
that's
I
a
thought
great
you-
movie.
I thought you were going to be like, oh, that was my number one.
No.
Now I feel like I get shorted because I think
did.
Flashpoint Paradox is a great freaking movie
It
that
is.
reboots like everything.
It is.
It's probably one of the best event crossover storylines in comic book history, and it's a great movie. But anyway,
I
that's all.
apologize. That is your number 6, right?
That was my number. That's a good question. I don't remember where it was. I think it was like 5.
And you had a list, right?
It's not on my list anymore, Jerry.
Oh. Well, that
Oh,
was
number
silly.
5. It was my number 5. So anyway, my number 1 is the number 1 Into the Spider-Verse. I got a couple honorable mentions
Is
that I'll
the
mention
number one, he
quickly.
says.
One of them is Hulk versus. Love that. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Like there's
have
Hulk
not.
versus Wolverine.
Yes, I've seen that
a
one.
very good
That's
one.
a good one.
Batman Year One is a really good.
That's really
animated
good. There's
movie.
also Year
based
Zero.
on the Frank Miller comic, which is
Yeah,
one of the
that
greatest Batman comic book runs of all time.
I agree.
And it's a good movie. And Akira, I don't know if you remember good old Akira, which is being rebooted now.
I know. That's what I hear. I'm not-
Akira,
I was a
who's Akira?
huge fan of the Akira. Was a Japanese anime, cyberpunk futuristic movie from the 1980s.
And that's a big thing is like, what's it about? There's a big arm involved and
I mean, it's super complicated.
Yeah, nobody can explain it.
I loved it as a kid. It was based on a comic run. It's kind of a post-apocalyptic Tokyo cyberpunk future, and it's been so long that I've seen it. That's why I put it in my honorable mentions. I'm not really saying that it was the best thing. I just remember at the time I loved it. Anybody else?
No.
Honorable mentions?
Man, I think we've
Anybody?
talked.
I mean, I should have put the Killing Joke on mine, so I guess it'd be on.
That's on
my
mine.
mention. That's all I got.
Justice League War is another good one.
I mean, there's a ton of good ones,
Yeah.
folks.
Chris, what's in the box?
What's in the box? Well, that's a good question, Mr. Jerry.
What's in your shitty box?
The first one is a back in the day, Tom King. Must be early Tom King.
Ooh, Tom King.
Batman number 53, Dark Knight, No More. What a cool cover.
Can we see it?
Yeah,
Sure.
Please.
Or are you just gonna like look at the cover
I
yourself?
was reaching
and
out
lay
for it,
it
and Chris
down?
just puts it down face
He
down on the desk.
literally he puts the,
No, dude.
He's like,
No.
that's such a cool cover. Let me lay it down cover first.
Hey, look
so
at the
no
back,
one
Jerry, because that's all you get to
can
see.
Death of Superman, the animated movie.
No, he's
Oh, that
Did
is
you
the
see that
animated
one?
movie. No, but it's on a lot of lists.
I haven't seen that yet. All right, here's a good one for you. Since we talked about Neil Gaiman today,
Ooh.
Sandman,
That's the Sandman universe.
the Sandman universe. I don't really know what this is exactly.
It's like the second run of Sandman that he did later.
I like this art, man. I like it a lot. Yeah,
This Tom King.
That's the shit right there. Neil Gaiman. All right, we got a Daredevil number 606. Charles Soule.
Another Daredevil.
How about it?
Is it Soleil?
I think it's Soul, but I have
Is
no
it
idea.
is it Soleil though?
We got The Amazing Spider-Man versus Peter Parker. Number
Really?
3. Ryan Otley,
That looks
artist
good.
on that one.
Didn't we see him? Wasn't he
We
at
did.
C2E2?
We did see him. We cowered in fear from speaking with him.
I don't think so. I think there was just people around him.
Here is a really cool throwback cover. Let's see if you remember what scene they are alluding to. This is an Old Man Logan number 45.
Oh man, Logan number 45, and I can't hold it.
This is a homage, if you will, to
Is that
the
Captain America?
No, that's Bullseye.
I can't tell.
It's a homage to the famous cover of
I got bad eyeballs.
the Frank Miller where Daredevil run, where Bullseye is stabbing Elektra. But it's Logan. Jerry.
Sorry.
All right. We
Well,
got
it looked like Captain America from that far
it
away.
did look like Captain
Doctor Who,
America.
the 11th Doctor, number 2, the
I'll back you up, Jerry.
steampunk conundrum. If you're looking for a steampunk conundrum.
I'm not a big steampunk fan, but I do like Doctor Who.
By
and
the way,
that's the
Jerry,
Matt Smith Doctor Who.
These are from July of 2018.
Oh, these are right up there. I should have known that from the Daredevil run and the Batman number 53.
Yeah.
53.
All right. We got Batman number 52, Batman versus Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that's the one right before 53, I believe.
That's right. We got The Walking Dead number 182.
Woohoo!
Jerry's favorite book. We got Star Wars number 52, Kieran Gillen.
I like him. He's a good writer.
He is a good writer.
He's kind of funny to listen to. You ever heard him talk?
No, I have not.
He's kind of fun.
We got my favorite and yours, Deadpool number 3. I love a good Deadpool.
You do love Deadpool.
It's comedy, folks. It's
That's
comedy.
why you have it in every single
Teen Titans
box.
Go has the best Deadpool
They
jokes.
do. They do. They also have really good Flash jokes and Kid Flash.
Yeah.
Because the Flash and Robin have a big issue with each other.
Kid Flash
Yeah.
and Robin.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry. What's coming next?
I have no idea. It's your box.
Ooh.
We want to know what's in it.
Saga chapter 54. What a nice
Oh,
cover.
look at that. It's just a single feather on a red background.
Brilliant cover.
Golly, that's really good.
That's creepy, man.
Is there any gratuitous nudity? Probably.
So that right there would make somebody think, like, I could easily be an artist. I could easily, like, draw things because it's so simple. But yet, you can't do that.
The Amazing Spider-Man #2.
I mean,
right there.
that looks like one of your chickens on a thing of blood.
It does. That's what I saw tonight. Feathers and blood.
I like
everywhere.
that cover. Spider-Man covers. Rock. They always rock. Old Man Logan #44.
Really good.
Just a bunch of stabs in the back of Logan.
Logan has taken a beating. I don't know if anybody knows this. Turns out he gets beat up a lot.
Jerry, I'm on the last package here. Don't fuck around.
I know. I know you don't.
Batman #51. We're going backwards. Another Tom King.
Yeah. I have that one, I believe.
Cold Days Part 1. Cold Days Part 1. So this must be
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze? Mm-hmm. I haven't read that yet. And we got a Star Wars #51 with a rare feat for Star Wars is actually a cool cover.
Yeah. A lot of their covers are pretty
They
boring.
don't have the best covers.
They have Leia on like every cover,
Yeah.
it seems like. But that's pretty neat. I like that.
That's it. That's all that's in the box. 2018, I cut down on my comic book purchases.
You did cut it down quite a bit, but it's a solid selection.
It's a
I would
very
say.
solid selection.
I mean,
You got
these
your
are
Daredevil,
huge
Sandman,
names.
you got your
Spider-Man,
sagas,
Batman.
Spider-Man, Batman.
It's good. Like if anybody's looking to collect comics, this is the box you need.
Just be me.
right. That's what I'm telling everyone. Just be Chris.
Give me money. Hey, once I get some extra time, we're very close to finishing our Patreon.
Yes.
And guys, you're gonna love the different levels that we have in our Patreon because not only do we have the $1 a month level, which is just general support, we got $5 a month levels, which are gonna unlock additional content. Our very first one that we recorded for Patreon, me and Jared recorded when we were a real drunk.
Yeah.
I have heard the lost episode.
No, there's another one.
Oh, this is a different one.
This one is intense.
Yeah, and Nate was involved with that one.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the one we recorded at 4 a.m.
Yeah, you can.
that's the one
That's the lost episode.
Is that the one he's talking about?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's the one he's talking about.
You shared it with me one night at my house.
When we came back from EJ's.
Oh.
Yeah, that one. He heard it.
I've heard it.
The whole thing?
The whole thing. You listen.
I don't know if you heard the whole
No,
thing.
I just played you a couple clips here and there. It's like 3 hours long.
It's long.
Sorry, I heard an hour of it and I thought that was the whole thing. I apologize.
No. It's very long because we got here very early in the morning, and we got here like what was it, 1:30 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And left when it was light.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was going to be released as our very first Patreon exclusive. No longer is that the case. We're going to delete that one from the history books.
It's all right.
It's a rough listen.
Chris doesn't like listening to himself
Sing.
that messed up.
Oh man, real drunk.
It's hard to listen to.
Yeah.
It's funny though.
That's hilarious. I was laughing my ass off the
yeah,
whole time.
It's hard
really
for
funny.
you two to listen to. I was cracking myself up.
See,
about
that's
it.
the thing that you got to get over is
We were
hearing
singing a
yourselves.
lot of
Like,
what's that song we were singing?
I can't remember now because they're
Lightning crashes.
No, yeah, we sang that, but we also did Tenacious D.
Yeah, but the more of that
You
was
guys
we
sang a lot.
Bush.
Yeah.
We sang a bunch of Bush, and then we spent like a half an hour singing Bush, and then at the end we're just like, man, Bush kind of sucks. It's really funny, but we're gonna do exclusive content just at like the $5 a month level. But where it gets really cool is we're gonna do higher level sponsorships where we're actually gonna curate a box of comic books for you. Now they'll be sent out bi-monthly
Right.
because we don't have all the time in the world.
And that means every other month.
Yeah. Why does bi-monthly mean every other month and twice a month? How is that possible? It means either or.
It does, doesn't it? Bi-monthly would mean twice a month.
No, bi-monthly means 2 months.
It
Bi-weekly
means
twice a
both,
month.
guys. It can mean either or, twice a month or every other month.
Yeah, no, I know. I understand. I
I'm
agree
going
with
back down on this one because you're giving me the serious face.
I'm telling you, man. It's a weird thing.
It does. Think about it. Bi-monthly. Twice a month or every other month. Bi-weekly would be twice a week.
Or every other week.
Or every other week, yeah.
I'm telling you. I know what I'm talking about.
I think I agree with Chris on this. Normally I don't agree with Chris, but this time I'm gonna.
It wasn't lightning crashes. It was glycerine.
Glycerine! Oh, I remember. Yeah, I can hit those notes, guys.
Yeah, that was a fun
so
one.
bad.
Well, look for that this summer sometime in July.
Yeah,
We'll get that out there.
Snarfy-okie.
It's a little snarfy action. And now that we're getting a little caught up in the field, look for more Snarf Talk content on our Instagram, Facebook pages, and on the tweets at Snarf Comics. And please leave a review and tell your friends.
Tell everyone. Dude.
Spread the gospel of the Snarf.
I do spread the gospel of the Snarf.
No, I know you do a very good job. I was just going to say thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. I love being here.
Awesome.
In his final appearance.
Yes, ever. We will never
Say goodbye
invite him
to the
back.
dude.
Bye, dude.
Bye, dude.
See ya for
Hey,
Snarf Talk.
I'm Jerry.
I'm dude.
Chris. See ya.